Okie dokie. Gonna hit the go live once again. Last couple streams I did not do this because I didn't have the time, but today I did take the time and set up the little streaming laptop we have. Once again, last couple streams I did not do this because I didn't have the time. Okay, we sound good. Hey everybody. Yeah, if anything is jank today, let me know with the audio or something, or if I'm not communicating with the YouTube chat. I'm used to the YouTube chat being on my second monitor, but we have had some issues with my PC overheating and crashing. I did do some cleanup on it. I opened it up and got rid of some cat hair. Fuck you, Ed. Got rid of some cat hair, some dust, and it seems to be doing okay after that, but in general it is smart, especially with Google. Google changing a lot of the stuff around how they do Google Chrome. And how much CPU usage it takes up. It would be smart for me to join the 24th century and most streamers and have a separate computer that streams. So my stream's over here on a laptop, which I'm not used to, so I might be a little slow on the chat responses when I look the wrong way. Alright, now I do have Google Chrome open, because it's a new player tournament, and I gotta... But we have a lot of signups today. A lot of signups. This is the largest new player tournament we've ever hosted, apparently, because all of a sudden just a ton of people came out of nowhere and felt like playing with us, which is great. If you're one of those people, go ahead and join our Discord, which is in the description of every video and every live stream. In there you can get the Rat Ogre roll. Now, if you don't have the Rat Ogre roll, there you go. Give Rat Ogre roll, you can get it. And then that invites you, like this person, to our new player chats. Wait, did I just give him Bone Ripper? No, cool. Invites us to our new player chats, our best of one practice pit, which is pretty much just quick battle in a way. And it does give you access to our list of coaches, which can help you with any faction you want. You can even submit replays in the replays for coaches section. And you can say, hey, what did I do wrong here or something? And someone will pop in and give opinions on your game and tell you what you could have done a little bit better in-game, maybe help you with your build a little bit, things like that. So we have tons of resources for you guys if you feel like starting out in the multiplayer scene. If you don't feel like starting out in the multiplayer scene, then that's also fine. It's also fine. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go off this screen now, in case the DMs I'm about to receive are spooky. Let's save ourselves some replays and get this stream started, huh? Everybody's sending me stuff at the same time. How this tournament works is there are 4 rounds of Swiss, which means everybody who plays 4 best of ones against a randomly generated opponent. And I have to save one result real quick. Yashkov got 1. Anyway, everybody plays 4 rounds against randomly generated opponents, and then at the end of the Swiss stage, everybody played 4 rounds, and then I take the top couple. Right, so let's say 2 people got 4-0, but 2 people didn't lose a single game. I'll go to those 2 and I'll say, hey, you guys play a best of 1 final to see who wins the whole tournament. Right, but everybody's guaranteed at least 4 games. And with that, we will cast some replays until we get there. We have Yashkov versus Michaelium. Dude, I don't know. High Elves versus Toon Kings. I gotta move some playoffs, replays to my playoffs folder, so y'all don't keep seeing that. I'll check back in with chat. Hello. Can I join World Beater? Probably not at this point. Human Boy, the European newbie tournament is not during work hours, but is against Europeans. I'd be worried about the connection. No, it's just at a normally better time for players in the EU time zone, whereas my NA ones are like after North American work hours normally end, which for Europe is like 1 in the morning, which is why I label it that way, where it's like, it's not only EU players can play, it's just if this time zone works for you, good for you. But the NA ones are really late for most European countries, so I just kind of label them that way so people don't get discouraged. Like aluminum. Gotcha. Okay, for the High Elves, we do have Imric, very popular choice right now, but he is not taking his Dragonhorn or Lord of Dragons, he's just taking Starlance. Do have Heralds of the Wind, Illyrian Reaver, Regiment of Renown, then Warlions of Krace, 2 of them, including Rahagra's Pride, 1 Dragon Prince, Mage of Life with Regrowth, and then Awakening of the Wood, I guess, for a little bit of extra poke. Then we have Rangers, Lothan Seaguard, Archers, Rangers, Spearmen, and White Lions of Krace. On the side of the Tomb Kings, we do have Setra the Imperishable, as someone noted. He is on horseback, interestingly enough. Took Usirian's Incantation of Vengeance and Jap's Incantation of Cursed Blades. We have some Nehekara Horsemen, some Tomb Guard, the Sphinx of Usef, 2 Screaming Skull Catapults, nope, just 1, some Tomb Guard with Halberds, an Ushapti Greatbow, a Tomb Scorpion, and a Necrotect with just Restore to heal up that Tomb Scorpion. Very interesting builds from both sides, honestly, but I will say the Tomb King's build is a little spicier. Seeing the Sphinx of Uxef versus Imric is really good, but it's risky versus the High Elves in general because they have a lot of good, effective spears and a lot of archery. But if that thing can get a fight with Imric, which it is currently, it's going to love that. Sets him on fire, which lowers the amount of healing he can receive, and of course it does have amazing dueling stats. And these Ushapti Greatbows are already starting to punish Imric, pushing him away. Setra almost killed the Heralds of the Wind. Almost. Now he's getting surrounded by Dragon Princes. And our Tomb Scorpion compadre is currently... I don't actually hate this. I don't know if it's a mistake or not, like if the player meant to do this, but I do like holding up these archers and these extra units, keeping them away from the Screaming Skull Catapult for a little extra time so you can get a couple more volleys off. I like that. Also, so that Tomb Kings can focus on killing off Rahagra's Pride and these Dragon Princes and stuff. There's just no reason that the Tomb Kings want these infantry to get closer to their lines right now while they're busy. So I don't mind throwing the Tomb Scorpion out. He is rather tanky. People think the Tomb Scorpion's bad, and I'm one of those people that want to sound like I'm above it. I think the Tomb Scorpion sucks, but if you're going to use it just as this big, tanky distraction carnifex that walks over and annoys people, that's probably its best case use. Setra is currently fighting Dragon Princes, and while he's doing a lot of damage back to them, it's not exactly free damage. He's down to about half HP and falling. As he casts spells, he'll heal himself up a little bit with that Restless Dead, and the Tomb King's army passive will, of course, help him out a little bit, too. The Sphinx of Usef walked off with Imric into the woods, but Rahagra's Pride and the other White Lions got past the front line and are currently really disrupting the Screaming Skull Catapult and doing some damage to the Tomb Guard back here. The Ushapti Greatbows want to avoid melee combat with the White Lions. They have such really good armor-piercing values. The Ushapti will not stand up to them for very long. They'll just want to get out of here. Necrotect and the boys chase off some Dragon Princes. Looks like they're going to escort them off the map, which is quite solid. And the High Elves suffering a lot of damage on their mobility elements. The Tomb Kings are ahead on the balance of power right now, and I would definitely agree for the moment. Tomb Scorpion's still above half HP, so his distraction is working. I mean, he's been out here keeping the High Elves away from the front line of the Tomb Kings, away from their catapults and all that stuff. Imric lands in to try and help out Rahagra's Pride, who are currently still barely clinging to life. The other Warlion of Krace was routed off. Setra and the boys have to return home. Looks like they actually pretty quickly get orders to come back. That is nice to see. In a new player tournament, I'm tending to look out for mistakes and things I can offer people. And one of the biggest ones is when you're chasing stuff off, your units just sit next to the white line forever because they did their job and they're waiting for new orders. It's nice to see units getting nice, quick, snappy orders to come back to the fight. That's always solid. Rahagra's Pride really fighting it out. They're just not... They don't give a shit. They're not routing at all. Screaming Skull Catapult's going to go down from that pressure, it looks like, and Imric is once again fighting the Sphinx of Uskef, though this time it's on top of Ushapti Greatbows, so they're taking a little bit of collateral damage they don't want. I'm worried for the Tomb Kings right now. Balance power is still in their favor for the moment, but their front line is almost entirely dead. The Tomb Scorpion's not feeling so good either. Setra's at half HP. Necrotect is actually 1/3 HP. He's not been having a good time. So that's a little rough. And the Sphinx of Uskef is a lot of your... Usekf. Yeah, that one. Anyway, the Big Sphinx. Big Sphinx is a lot of your balance of power, and if it's not dueling Imric, it is going to have a bad time. Just like running through all these spears and white lines of Krace and stuff. Get a shot by archers. It's not going to enjoy it. Ushapti Summon is out on top of the archers with light armor and the other archers. They're getting cleaved. Rangers chewing through some Skeleton Spearmen. And the Tomb Scorpion is now starting to crumble, which is slow, consistent damage onto him that the High Elves were previously lacking. You know, he was kind of jumping through the troops, doing fine for quite a bit. The Sphinx has kept Imric honest, but the rest of the High Elf army is rampaging. Just killing through all the Tomb Kings. A lot more skeletons are leaving. And the Ushapti summon has 45 seconds left. Cetra gets landed on by Imric. We'll see if Imric can actually get any shots off, as for now he's walking along. There he goes. He stops and hits Cetra. I think another hit will be following while he still has his charge bonus up. There it is. That might spell the end of the Imperishable, as hypocritical as that seems to his name. He teased with crumbling as he's running away, but for now he is still technically alive. Viserian's Incantation of Vengeance onto Imric, that is not the right target for that spell. Treat it more like Fate of Buna than like Spirit Leech. If a unit has a lot of models, good. If it has very, very low models, not so good. Imric takes off from his combat with the Sphinx. Looks like it hasn't hit him in long enough that he was able to get back up into the sky. Archers are trying to poke Cetra a little bit, but Imric is back. Really trying to get one more hit on Cetra, get him so low that his HP threshold is just gone, and then he crumbles to his own death. That would be ideal for the big dragon boy. But he is back to fighting the Sphinx that has been doggedly pursuing him all game long. It only has 9 undervalue. Come on. Come on, Sphinx. Whatever. We still have Tomb Guard in the back line. The one Ushapti Greatbow is still alive and firing. And Imric's heal cap is within sight. Though I don't know if that's really going to matter. Cetra is just about dead. And that'll put the Tomb Kings on the real back foot, but he does juke away from Imric there. Retreating towards some Skeleton Spears. Imric takes off once again, though, so he is not at threat at all from those ground-based spears. This is what we're worried about for the Sphinx. Now that it's not fighting Imric, Cetra died. Now that it's not fighting Imric, it is just stuck on random chaff and getting poked by archers, and it's lost about half its HP since we last checked in on him. A restore is out. It is the second and final restore from the Necrotech. There's no more healing for the Tomb Kings of any kind. The Tomb Guard with halberds are slowly dying to archers and rangers. Ushapti Greatbow's trying to kill Imric, but even if you do, I don't know if the Tomb Kings can win off of Lord Snipe alone. There's a lot of high leadership, elite High Elves left. Elite in the general sense of Total War, not elite in the terms of High Elves. But High Elves in general have amazing leadership. It's just one of their traits as like a race. So it's not like if Imric dies, they're all going to instantly rout. They'll be here for the long haul, and the Tomb Kings just aren't. Necrotech close to that crumbling point. Same with these Skeleton Spears. Tomb Scorpion, his leadership has rallied quite a bit since we last saw him, but we'll see how long that lasts. And the Sphinx is, once again, hunting down Imric. It has plenty of HP after that restore, though it is all the HP it's going to get. And still trying to get some big hits onto him. It has been a decent duelist here, but it's not getting a ton of value. I guess it's because Imric still has 56 melee defense, though. That thing has plenty of melee attack. It should be fine. Should is a key word. Another regrowth for Imric. Is it Overcast? No. Then I'm not sure how much it'll help. It'll help. Like, all healing is always good all the time. But with it not being Overcast and then the fire damage on him, he's actually really not going to get that much health back while the Sphinx continues to fight it out. Tomb Scorpion's about to die. It looks like the Necrotech did die while I was focusing on the big Lord duel over there. Skeleton Spearmen are starting to crumble. We still have a Tomb Guard holding on, and the Ushapti have fallen beyond the point of no return. At this point, it's a slow crumble to death. And I do use that word intentionally. Can the Sphinx solo carry? The answer is probably no. But man, it's going to try. As Tomb Guard continue to pile through Rangers, Spearmen are now poking away at the Sphinx, and some archers have even joined into the fight, even though no one asked them to. White Lions do get walked off by the Skeleton Spearmen. They never managed to rally, which feels pretty bad for the High Elf player. Though at this point, he's so far ahead, I don't think it's going to matter. At this point, I haven't hit the fast forward button just because I want to see if the Sphinx can kill Imric. I would bet $500 the High Elves win from this point. That's not the reason I'm doing it at normal speed. I just want to see if this thing can finish its job. It's been literally trying all game to do, but he surrenders, which is fair. All right, Plastic Bag. Is Warhammer 3 as buggy as it seems on YouTube? I've been playing Total War 2 for like 7 months straight and I haven't experienced any bugs. Yes and no, Plastic Bag. Are there a lot of bugs you could point out in the game? Yes. Do I experience bugs in every single game I play? No. So the truth is between there somewhere. I experience probably a bug every 3 games, and I experience a significant bug every 20 games. that would be my honest opinion on it. And significant bug is like something that changes the outcome of a battle. But while the game is still buggy, I think it is just the only game I know of to scratch this specific itch. Like, I want to command giant fantasy armies and get into a battle and, like, have a really cool 3D chess match with my opponent. This is really the only game that does that for me. It's not super reliant on clicking really fast, and it's not entirely reliant on knowing the meta. It's a little bit of both, and it has high fantasy elements I really like. So, I don't know. I still really enjoy my time with it. I love playing, and there's a couple nights this week where I've tried to sneak in a couple games, even though I'm busy and behind on things. So, take that how you will. Are there bugs? Yes. Is it enjoyable despite them? For sure. It's a little rough, but not really bad enough to be worth going back to Warhammer 2. Yeah. Such disparagable. Every other Skaven game has a bug. Alright, what up, Babarat? Sorry, I was getting caught up in chat for a bit. So that is a good win for Yashkov and the High Elves. I'll delete that replay. Where is it? There it is. Some of these replays I have are for videos I need to make. I'll delete that replay and I'll start loading the next one while I check my DMs and save a bunch more replays. We have Joy Boy and Kitus. I definitely have not seen Kitus, so unless they changed their name. If their name's always been Kitus, then I've never seen this person. Okay.
You know the horrors of the deep forest. You know what lies in store for those who oppose me.
Saved all replays. Game is started. Let's focus. Mother of Stankia feels like telling me her life story, because I don't like it. It's janky, Wesley Bravo. Yeah. Okay. What do we got here? We got Skaven, my beloved, my favorite faction, despite all of the hatred and vitriol I throw towards them. They are my favorite thematically. I just love Skaven. I love their voice lines. I love everything about them. They're just currently not doing great in the current state of the game. And their worst nightmare is coming straight for them with Kislev and Mother Ostankia. Now, Kislev isn't the worst faction for Skaven. I shouldn't say that. Their worst nightmare being unbreakable large single entities with healing and chariots. Mother Ostankia fulfills the chariot role with her flock of doom to punish any blobs. We have a patriarch with healing for the incarnate elemental beasts, a mortis engine, anti-large, unbreakable, terror-causing monster, a front line of armored Kossars, a back line of Kossars or spears, things in the woods, and Little Grom. This is a very well-constructed meta army. So if you're watching new player tournaments for fun and you don't care what's meta or not, this is actually very, very meta and a very strong anti-Skaven army. For the Skaven, we have Stormvermin with Halberds, Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers, a bunch of Skaven Slave Slingers, and then Stormvermin Sword and Board, Lord Skrulk with both of his summons, more Stormvermin with Halberds, Rat Ogres, Poison Globes, and a Plague Claw Catapult. That is a bold Skaven build. That is so many Stormvermin. Why? Why do you have so many Stormvermin? Oh, and he has Gorich! Let's go, Gorich. Gorge is actually solid. He is solid. I haven't taken him in a while, but in matchups like this, if he can get onto the Incarnate Elemental Beast, he can do an insane amount of damage to him, though he didn't bring his weapon buffs, so I guess he won't do as much damage as he's used to, but yeah, Gorge is a solid duelist here. The main problem I don't take him in this matchup and many others is he is just so weak to Spirit Leech and basic archers and ranged units that Kislev being a hybrid roster, I'm usually concerned about him getting shot with pistols and bows, but if he can fight the Incarnate all game, then he's going to be happy. Skrulk and his Stormvermin moving up to stop some of those pistols, keep them away from Gorich while Gorich does his grisly work on the Incarnate Elemental of Beasts. Skaven Slave Slingers firing back onto Kislev, though they're shooting at armored Kossars with silver shields and high armor. They're really not going to get that much done. They should refocus, honestly, onto the Incarnate itself, but if they really want to, they can shoot at the Kossars or Spears. Should not be shooting at the armored Kossars. It's not great for them. Plague Claw Catapult is doing a lot of damage to Kislev, and this is one of the few matchups I like it in, since Kislev is either going to have slow armored infantry or they're going to have Akshina Ambushers to try and kite you. The Plague Claw can do okay. Little Grom could be counter-firing it, though, which he is starting to, so that is risky for it, but it's only 900 gold investment. It's decent to get Kislev to not just kite you across the map. Gorch and Skrulk are doing the Lord's work, though the Incarnate's down to half HP. Skrulk also is, so it is a bit of a trade, though some Skaven Slave Slingers have now started to support the monster fight. The Storm Vermin frontline is holding forever versus these Armored Kossars. Armored Kossars not ready to beat up on Storm Vermin. As much as I give them shit, Storm Vermin are okay. They have solid stats. My main problem with them is their leadership, that they're weak to the same stuff all of Skaven are weak to, like big monsters running through them, like Chaos Spawn or Trolls or things like that. But against other infantry, Storm Vermin are fine. But we can see this one's about to terror out at half HP, which is not something I want out of a 1050 gold unit. Skrulk's getting a little low, though Gorch is still chilling. The Plague Claw Catapults continue to punish. The Skaven, for having a less than competitive build versus a very competitive build, I'm surprised this game is as close as it is. I think the Skaven player's build is fun, but not very competitive, not very good if they want to win. If they're just having fun, then that's great. But I do think they're actually playing it pretty well. They've picked a lot of good engagements for Gorch and Skrulk. Their Slinger targeting was a little suspect at some points, but now they're turning on the Incarnates. As Plague Claw Catapult's been shooting at the right stuff. So overall, Skaven are playing really well with maybe not the most competitive build. The Incarnate is getting low, and once it gets low enough, it stops having that Mortis Engine effect at all. Though it is receiving healing from the Patriarch. Gorch is trying to duel with it, but there comes his key weakness, as those Kossars shooting him in the back, lowering his leadership and his HP just enough that he routes away from the Incarnate. At this point, the writing is probably on the wall for the Skaven. Plague Claw Catapult is annoying, and it's a good support piece, but it's not going to carry the whole game, and everything else is so low that I think Skrulk and Gorch are going to soon get routed off the map or killed for good. And then you'll have some Storm Vermin with a spiked down leadership just getting pushed off, and there, even the last point of real power for this Skaven, the Plague Claw Catapult, finally gets shut down by Little Grom and the Things in the Woods, though. It tried its ass off to be helpful all game. Another Flock of Doom onto some routing Skaven. Just trying to get attrition damage at this point, get them low enough that they start routing themselves away. And this Storm Vermin on the high ground has been holding all game. They're chilling. They don't care. They're just fine. They never retreat. They never surrendered. The Incarnate is going for the Lord Snipe. Plague Monks are summoned to stop him, but they cannot stop a monster of that size. He just paths straight through them as they're getting summoned. One more attack will do Skrulk in. There he goes. Without Skrulk, all the Skaven are going to rout, and army losses will be right around the corner. Say goodbye to those Skaven Slingers for leadership. Other Skaven Slave Slingers are trying to come back, but they rout on their way back, so they'll rout away again. Gorch is nice and low, and the Incarnate Elemental Beasts is wandering through the woods. I was going to say the thing in the woods is in the woods, but it's not the thing in the woods. It's the Incarnate Elemental Beasts of the woods. There we go. Gorch routes. This Plague Monk summon is probably all that's keeping Skaven in the game. As soon as it naturally fades away, they will get army lost, I suspect. That's GG. Oh boy. Checking on chat. Wait, isn't Gorch only for Throt? That's in campaign, my friend. Any Skaven can take him in multiplayer. Though it looks like Olaf and Stormrunner are way ahead of me. Someone is hosting a for fun SFO tournament on Hummus's server. Yes, they are. I believe it's Gotrek Starbreaker, if I remember correctly. And if Gotrek's out there, he's going to be mad at me in DMs. And I'm like, dude, I get so many DMs, I'm doing my best to remember. But I believe it's Gotrek. All right. Caught up with chat mostly. For Joy Boy, it was a very well-constructed build. It was good. It was quite good. I do like the basic archers. I might cut one armored Kossar and get another thing in the woods, but otherwise I think this is a build you would see in like high-level tournaments. Because Skaven are decent into Kislev, so this isn't an unheard-of counter to Kislev. Giselles, Warp Lightning Cannons, Plague Claw Catapults, Poison Wind Mortars, they're generally pretty good at dealing with Kislev's ranged infantry. And they have some decent answers to Kislev's, charging potential. But Kislev is an S-tier faction. Wherever, memes aside, right, if you're just a memer and you say Skaven is A-tier just to make me mad or whatever, I think we can all agree Kislev is higher up than Skaven. So if you can punch up the tier list like that, wherever you think Skaven actually are, if they can turn an S-tier matchup versus them about even, it's generally actually a good time. So Skaven is one of those. few counters to Kislev right now. And counter is such a strong word, but if you can take an S-tier faction to a 50-50 matchup, that's good for you. Oh, I don't even want to cast it. I don't even want to do it. Why do we have to... Oh, god damn it. Okay. Mutal Vortex Beast and Healing versus War Wagons. Buckle up, kids. Thankfully, I do have a fast forward button if I need it. We have Electric Spinach versus a Sorkin loading up. I've never seen a Sorkin play. I've only seen him pop up on my server here and there looking for some games. But this is my first tournament experience with him, I see. My game crashed. That's exciting and new. That's my fault for clicking off. I clicked on Discord while it's loading the game, and that's risky business. So we'll get right back into it. There it is. Let's try this again. I won't click off screen this time. Just hang out. Since I'm still paying attention at this point, we can just talk about the builds right away. It looks like we have 2 Chosen with great weapons, 2 Chaos Warriors with halberds, 2 Poison Dogs, the Knights of the Brazen Throne, Skull Crusher Regiment of Renown, Mutal Vortex Beast, a Nurgle Caster, I assume with Fleshy Abundance and Stream of Corruption, and then 3 basic Marauders. Inside of the Empire, we have Marcus Wolfheart, I presume with just his net. Deathcaster, hopefully with Spirit Leech and Fate of Buna. Yep, Spirit Leech, Fate of Buna. Marcus has all of his abilities, but the net is the important one. This guy, the Nurgle Caster, actually just has Fleshy Abundance. That works, I guess. Anyway, for the Empire to finish them out, a couple Empire Knights, triple War Wagon, 1 Outrider with Grenade Launcher, 1 Greatsword, and a front line of Spearmen and Swordsmen. Pretty standard stuff. Both these armies are relatively competitive and good. It might be minor differences. I like this a lot. Minor differences in some of the builds, but you get the gist that both these armies are actually pretty well put together. I like that. When you realize you have the cavalry superiority over your opponent, if the Knights of the Brazen Throne or whatever cavalry is on the flanks and not near the front line at all, you can get free charges with your Empire Knights and take off like a quarter of an HP off the Marauders, which is just 100 free value that you might as well take. They also get these side charges on the dogs, so far really good stuff from the Empire. Clearly knows how to play their faction and what to be doing with their units, so I like that a lot. Both Chaos Warhounds are defeated and pushed back. Mutal Vortex Beast and the Chosen moving up slowly. This does leave the Marauders a bit out to dry, as the Empire Knights will continue to charge into them. Just getting that nice free damage. The Outriders' Grenade Launchers are also going to show up and do some work. Knights of the Brazen Throne trying to path past the Empire Knights and Spearmen with shields. They get caught up in it a little bit, and now they're getting shot at by the War Wagons. They are unshielded. Their armor is the only thing protecting them, and that really doesn't matter versus 300 strength armor-piercing War Wagons. And the Mutalith is moving up. I'm a little worried for the Warriors of Chaos here. Despite the strength of Mutal Vortex Beast and a Healing Caster, we do have a lot of single-entity sniping with Spirit Leech, Marcus Wolfheart, and 3 War Wagons. So they're not super scared of the Mutal Vortex Beast. And the Empire in general isn't the type that's weak to the Mutal Vortex Beast. They have a ton of range, they have a ton of mobility and stuff, so they're not like a blob faction where the Mutalith can really dominate the game like we see versus like Vampire Counts or Slaanesh or Khorne or something that just has less options to deal with it. If you have really strong ranged presence, especially ranged mobile presence, the Mutalith really is quite manageable. But we'll see. His shields are gone as the War Wagons try and poke him down. The Outriders' Grenade Launchers are now focusing on the Chaos Warriors with halberds, but the Chosen have joined the fight. The Empire State troops will be like butter in front of the knife, or I guess the giant great axe of the Chosen with great weapons. Marcus is adding his own sniping prowess to the Mutal Vortex Beast, and it already might need a Fleshy Abundance. It continues to take damage. It's lost about a third of its HP so far. Great Swords, Spearmen, and Empire Knights trying to hold the line as the War Wagons so far have been pretty safe, though they are getting caught up and Chosen with great weapons. They have to get out of here. The Empire didn't bring a healing caster, which is fine, but that means you really have to keep the war wagons safe. And they are now starting to fall back. It looks like they didn't really realize what was going on. Marcus Wolfhard gets out a huge Hunter's Snare, and is there a follow-up punish? I want to see the Amber Bow. I haven't seen him use that triple shot yet. But Amber Bow would be good here with the Spirit Leech and the war wagons continuing to shoot. The Mutal Vortex Beast actually might be on its way off the map. And then Empire Knights or something could just escort it off, even with or without the healing. Knights of the Brazen Throne have been just trying to get away from Empire Knights and Spearmen this whole game. They've been trying to get somewhere a little bit more impactful. And I wonder if they might need the next Fleshy Abundance. I guess that is one nice part about this Chaos build, is there's plenty of Fleshy Abundance targets in the two chosen, the Knights of the Brazen Throne and the Mutal Vortex Beast, where if one gets sniped out, it's not like you just have a bad spell. Speaking of a bad spell, Fate of Buna is massacring some Chosen, which is pretty darn great for the Empire, though the Chosen did once again catch up to the War Wagons. They need to kite back away a little bit here. Knights of the Brazen Throne, heal cap is within sight, so they must have received an undercast of Fleshy Abundance while I wasn't paying attention. There's another one for the Mutal Vortex Beast, but Chaos is way behind on the balance of power, and I definitely agree. Most of their carry threat, the Chosen and the Mutalith and the Knights of the Brazen Throne, are really good in melee, but all of the Empire's carry threat is ranged and mobile. Outriders, Grenade Launchers getting those shots onto the Chosen with great weapons. They have high armor, which does protect them from some of the grenades. Grenades aren't primarily armor-piercing weapon strength, but they're still good. Still very good. Grenades still punishing the Chosen. We have one full health Chosen that is surrounded on all sides by brave men of Sigmar. Starts swinging away, cleaving through some fools. And they're very happy. They're very happy to be in that fight and just killing stuff. Another Hunter Snare from Marcus Wolfhard on the Knights of the Brazen Throne. This time they're up on a hillside. All three of the war wagons can see them. Marcus is also here to see them, and he's just shooting away. Though some of the Knights of the Brazen Throne are ignoring that net and doing whatever they want to, which I guess is fine. A Spirit Leech will seal their fate. They'll probably rout, and even if they, even while they rout, they can get knocked down so low they just don't come back. Mutal Vortex Beast tries to rejoin the fight. Another Fleshy Abundance for him as he gets gunned down, but he will catch up to these war wagons. And is he faster than them? Not really. 59 to 66. Yeah, they are just going to drive away, and as they drive away, they'll keep shooting backwards into his face. Ooh, the Amber Bow misses. Marcus aimed a little high on that one, and then he misses a shot right after that, too. Okay, Marcus, figure it out, dude. Mutalith comes in. Into the big old blob of Empire Knights. That'll get a lot of damage done there, though. As we have been saying all game, it's going to get shot while it does so. Of the Chosen, that one is nearly dead. This one has about a fourth of its HP left as it fights great swords and spearmen. We still have some Chaos Warriors with halberds in the distance. There we go. Now the Mutalith is routing Amber Bow. Not Amber Bow, that is Focus Shot. Focus Shot is lining up, and it does increase damage based on your missing percent HP, which does a lot to an almost dead and now fully dead Mutalith Vortex Beast. So that thing is gone. The war wagons are running a little low on ammo, though we still have in the teens of shots, so they're fine. And all they really have to kill is the Nurgle caster, and the rest of the game will be cake for them. I think at this point I can hit the fast forward button, and we'll get the gist. Chosen are grinding through, but it is too little for Chaos at this point. They're just going to get kited into oblivion. Nurglecaster does offer some healing to some of his Chosen to try and keep that balance of power away from army losses. It is a futile effort, however. Warriors Caster doomed. Doomed! Well, the game causes a crash, skip it. Matches like this, so I don't understand why people cry about Empire and Campaign. They're OP, both as player and the AI, especially against dumb melee factions. I like Empire. I think their campaign mechanics are pretty weak. Like, the Empire usually gets rolled. When it's AI versus AI, the Empire won't come out on top. Not on the battlefield, but on the campaign map. It's like, I've never seen the Empire hang in there. In Warhammer 3, they always get roasted. So I think that's where a lot of the complaints come from. But in-game, they're chilling. And I think on the campaign map, even if you're playing as the Empire, it's like, you kind of want to do the Empire politics, but anybody who's not you gets rolled. And then it's just, can Karl Franz or Balthazar Gelt reclaim the shattered remains of the Empire? And I'm sure there's some people who want to play it and be like, I want to interact with the currently alive Empire. We have Hummus's hubby. I believe that's Fat Kid at Recess. And Zyro. Zyro. A second, that is just toast. Bretonnia and Tomb Kings. I had to save something real quick. Gorn versus Ogres. That's cool. That's cool. Oh no. Lizardmen versus Kislev. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. I know the game started. I'm saving some stuff. Hang on. Okay. No! Okay, we haven't missed anything yet. As Bretonnia slowly moves up on the Tomb Kings. For Bretonnia, we have the Companions of Quenelles, Knights of the Realm, more Knights of the Realm, and a Grail Guardian. No Hippogriff Knights. I'll take that. We do have 2 Grail Reliques, a front line of Men-at-Arms, and Holy Wardens of La Massetil. A bunch of Peasant Bowmen, and the Fey Enchantress with Regrowth and Earthblood. On the other side, for the Tomb Kings, we do have Skeleton Spears and Tomb Guard with Halberds. A Necro Sphinx, very popular today, apparently. Do have the Eyes of the Desert, Purple Stalkers Regiment of Renown, Chosen of the Gods, Ushopti Greatbow Regiment of Renown, and Ark in the Black with just Fate of Buna, no Spirit Leech for him. Some Skeleton Horse Archers, too, for a little bit of harassment. Okay. Super excited for the Thrones of Decay update. When it comes, I hope to see Reichsfoot as a frontline option with Tet and Gun Guard. I don't even know what those are, but that sounds exciting and fun, Patrick Walker. Okay. Peasant Bowmen are moving up to try and get in range of some good targets. They are going to fire at Ark in the Black, who's on foot, which that'll make him a very hard target to hit, and he's even dodging back and forth. They should probably reprioritize onto getting in range of the Ushopti Greatbows, or just straight up shooting at the front line of the Tomb Kings and getting that damage out so you can free up the back line to be shot at. We'll see what they end up doing. Knights of the Realm get hit with the Fate of Buna, first of the game. And they don't have any of that Blessing of the Lady ward save or anything like that, so the Fate of Buna does do full damage to them. Almost takes them out entirely on the charge, and then Spoke Stalkers will catch them and clean them up. Not a lot of issues there. A little Earthblood from the Fate Enchantress trying to get them back into the game, keep them nice and safe. We do have a Regrowth cast onto the Grail Guardians, who are currently really not taking that much damage, so I wonder if it was worthwhile. Bretonnia's front line is cruising through the skeletons. Companions of Quenelles are trying to come downhill and help out a little bit. Knights of the Realm 2 are getting committed to the fight. They'll beat Nehekar Horsemen, but they won't beat a Necrosphinx and Tomb Guard supporting them. Favor of the Fae gives them a little bit more attack damage to help out. Just a wee bit. As Bretonnia continues to pressure up on that front line. Arkin's Skeleton Warrior Summon is pressuring the Peasant Bowmen, trying to push them back, keep them a little more honest, and the Fey Enchantress is staying safe for now. Grail Guardians are now deciding to commit to the fight. Getting a downhill charge and some Nehekar Horsemen. We'll see how much they do on impact. That is a good amount. And they should win after that, though actually the Tomb Kings are just going to pull back nice and swift, like don't want to stay in sustained combat, which I can definitely understand. Ushopti Summon is coming out into the Peasant Bowmen lines to try and help disrupt and distract and rout them as much as possible. But the Knights of Bretonnia aren't having the best time. The Necrosphinx and the Halberds did get rid of those Knights of the Realm that we saw earlier, and we have the Companions of Quenelles now under attack from the rear by the Necrosphinx. And the Tomb Guard of Halberds will be here soon, but the Companions of Quenelles are desperately trying to kill the Skeleton Spearmen so that they can get through their own troops and get away from that big, scary Necrosphinx. Let's see if that really works out for them. Holy Wardens of La Massetil are getting to fight Ark in the Black. This is the first real mistake I'm seeing the Tomb Kings player make, as Arkin can't afford to be here. On his horse, he tends to be a little more tanky to such things, but still not very. On foot, though, these Holy Wardens are going to do a lot of damage to him. He does need to back off. Grail Guardians are fighting Tomb Guard with Halberds. They're an impressive melee specimen, but they still shouldn't be fighting directly on halberds for free. They are going to back off now with another regrowth to try and heal them up. Arkin the Black's little skeleton warrior summon keeps him safe while he still tries to charge up. That's, it's not Staff and a Gash. It is the summon that he charges up, so never mind, he's just leaving, he doesn't give a shit. He has another Fate of Buna. Where is it gonna go? Where is it gonna go? It's his only spell, so he should probably have it off cooldown by now. Peasant Bowman continuing to fire, but for the Tomb Kings, they're feeling good in this game, man. Necrosphinx is still half HP, plenty functional. Sporkle Stalkers, tons of ammo left, and then their health is fine. They're chilling. There's that other Fate of Buna. It's onto the only Grail Guardian. While they do have that 15% ward save, still, the Fate of Buna on such an expensive unit with a good amount of models is going to be key. But the Fey Enchantress counters with her own Comet of Cassandora bound to her Chalice of Potions or whatever. It might take out 2 units here. Action and our Horsemen start to dodge it. They take a little bit of damage. It's overall fine. Grail Guardians are gone. The Tomb Kings have some strength in certain places that we just mentioned, but Bretonnia's strength is still in all of these archers that are very much alive and have tons of ammo that looks like skeleton horsemen are going to take care of them, realizing that's really the last strength for Bretonnia on this battlefield. Going to go sweep through those guys, take that damage off the field. Sporkle Stalkers defend themselves and take a lot of damage in the process, but they did technically achieve their goals. The Companions of Quenelles, wherever they are... Ooh, yeah, they got wrecked too. So Bretonnia is just about out of Knights. The Knights are not going to be an impactful force in the rest of this game. Fey Enchantress being full HP is artificially inflating their balance of power, but she's not the Fey Enchantress of Warhammer 2. She can't just sit in any infantry unit and not take damage. She actually does take a lot of damage if she shits, yes. If she sits in spears or halberds or anything, she just gets cooked. If it comes down to just her in the late game, it's not going to be good. Necrosphinx looks like he's gunning for her. Hopping right in. Swing, my beautiful child, swing. Alright, so he's working on her. Holy Wardens fighting back against the Tomb Guard with halberds, supporting Arkin. And the Tomb King's cavalry is still sweeping up some other peoples. And overall, Bretonnia is having a tough time staying in the fight. A lot of their peasants are spooked. Dundar and spooked. Checking on chat for a second. I feel like this is a really strong, stable faction. They get a new place. Wait. Your PC can't run Total Warhammer 3. Yeah, that's fair. Reichstar with sword and board. Okay. Alright. I glanced through chat. I see what you're talking about. Y'all are just talking about nerd shit. Tabletop nerd shit. Things I don't know anything about, so I feel threatened and then therefore get protective. No, you're just talking about things I don't know about, and I'll find out when I learn appropriately. You found the Sphinx to be quite effective in this matchup? I mean, he's doing good. Doing good so far. He's fighting some nice, doing some good stuff. A Fate of Buna onto the Spearmen at Arms. That is bold. I understand, because you didn't take Spirit Leech. He's running out of targets to cast it on. I get it. I think maybe you should pony up for Spirit Leech. Maybe cut the Liber Mortis and the Life Leeching passive and just get Spirit Leech. Because if you don't have Spirit Leech, there's no point in having Life Leeching passive because he's not going to get enough use out of it from just the Fate of Bunas. But, yeah. At this point, the writing is on the wall for Bretonnia. They have 2 Grail Relics without a lot to support, and actually they just surrender, so that kind of proves the point. But, yeah, the Fae being left alone with the Necrosphinx was just not enough to carry it. GG's to Zaro. Will this be your last year streaming? If I don't get a job that can support me streaming like I currently have, but Grace and I are moving, so I have to get a new job. If my new job is a normal 9 to 5, I could probably see not being able to stream as a problem. But if I get the job that I just applied for that's remote, work from home, and you just have to meet deadlines, and I can do what I currently do, where I work some nights and weekends so that I can stream it more effectively. But yeah, hovering through the values, not seeing anything too crazy. Arkin, the Necrosphinx did fine. Sporkle Stalkers did amazing. So did the Chosen of the Gods. Then after that, it's just a bunch of halberds holding the line. Legends. Skeleton Horse Archers also both got not quite double their value, but they did good. Don't you have a cat? I have a cat. Why? Why? What's your point? Hey! Okay. What are we doing? What's happening? What's going on? Oh, we're getting too many replays because there's too many players. There's too many players. If you're in the tournament, if you sent me a replay in DMs, I saved it. Don't worry. I'm going to stop responding, though, because it takes too much time. Why do I have a ping in my server? What happened? That's never good. What is that build? That's a weird build. Okay. I thought I remembered seeing your cat in another live stream, that's all. Yes, I do. He's somewhere. He's probably lying in the sun. Okay. Empire versus Vampire Coast. I am so scared for the Vampire Coast right now because they took a very strange build. For the Empire, we have the Hellstorm Rocket Battery Sunmaker, Regiment of Renown. Bunch of Empire Knights, Spearmen, a couple Huntsmen, and some Crossbowmen, Boris Todbringer, and a Firecaster. Very strong Empire army, well put together list. On the other side, the Vampire Coast just took one of everything, and they're chadding out. I think they might be doomed, but I appreciate their bold candor. We have a Rotting Leviathan, Deathstreak Terrorgeist, Celestra Direfon with her Summons, and Kraken's Pull, and Fog of the Damned. I think I mentioned the Handgunner, but the Handgun Bat. We have one Mortar, the Shade Wraith Gunners, which are really good here, actually. And then a bunch of Pole Arms with one Depth Guard on the far side. Cool. All right, let's see it. Let's go. Shade Wraith Gunners already routing off some stuff with the help of the Rotting Leviathan, though Boris Todbringer is going to go straight for those guys and hopefully take them out. Rotting Leviathan trying to disrupt some of the Crossmen, and then it gets charged by Empire Knights. We'll soon get pincushioned by all of these archery units, but we'll see what Celestra has to say about that with some of her summons, able to punish this blob quite effectively. A Kraken's Pull is a good cast, but it looks like it's a little off-center, so it won't catch as many of the people as she was hoping. And Celestra did cancel her own summon by starting another spell before that one was completed. There's her summon. The Damned Knights Errant are out. They can either turn around and help her with those Empire Knights, or they can continue forward and try and rout off some of these Imperial State troops. Handgunners firing away at the Sunmaker, but they're getting out-damaged by some Huntsmen who are counter-firing right back at them. And the Hellstorm Rocket Battery smokes and rolls some Bloody Reaver Death Guard. Boris finishes off the Shade Wraith Gunners, and the Mortar died in the distance too. So it is a tough time for the Vampire Coast here. Something's getting cast. That was a Burning Head down the line from the Empire. Hurt some of their own Knights, but not too terribly much, as the Empire hopes it'll catch some of these zombies on the advance. Damned Knights Errant are out, charging straight into the archers, who are mostly routing away from the giant Rotting Leviathan. The Deathstreak Terrorgeist is ominously looming above, though his best target is probably just to go duel Boris. He's an anti-large duelist monster, so he's not really going to do that much when he dives back here onto all these extra guys. There he goes! Woo! Woo! He's trying to stop the Hellstorm Rocket Battery. We'll see if it even matters. Celestra uses a Tide Call. Pushes around some swordsmen. And the Empire is fully saturated in the front line, but oh, all those undead getting hit by the Sunmaker. It hurts. It hurts us precious. Damned Knights Errant about to fade away. They have 10 seconds left on the battlefield as they continue to try and tear out off random things. Deathstreak Terrorgeist does get rid of the Sunmaker, so it actually saves a lot of the Vampire Coast's infantry. The Vampire Coast are winning the front line. They're a little too blobbed up for my taste. They will get punished by more spells like Burning Heads or such if they're available. Boris is landing now. Fog the Damned is out, lowering melee attack and leadership for everybody. There's a Burning Head, but it was cast a little too early. It was not cast while already in the blob. It was cast aiming at the blob, and the blob moved out of the way. Rotting Leviathan starting to crumble away a little bit. Deathstreak Terrorgeist also close to crumbling, even though he's full HP. He does fall back away from the Huntsmen who are shooting him in the butt as he goes. Can the Vampire Coast snipe out Boris? He's down to half HP. Not enjoying his time here whatsoever. He's going to back off. How bad are Terrorgeist? Very. Very, very, very. What up, Palpatine? How you doing? How you doing? I think the Coast Goose mostly suffers from 4 guns, just killing large far more quickly. That is true. There's other stuff on the roster that does the same thing. It is rolling around and regenerating. Celeste's still trying to chase down some swordsmen and whatnot. She has a lot of random chaff. But that's going to be a burning head right down the middle of them. This is finally a good fight for the Terrorgeist. It should beat up on Boris actually pretty badly. Why doesn't it have anti-large? Why? Why doesn't it have anti-large? The Vampire Counts version has anti-large. This is stupid. This is stupid. I hate this game. I hate it. I'm done with Total Warhammer. Why doesn't it have anti-large? The other ones do. Hate it. I hate it. It's still sniping Boris. Okay. It's still doing good damage. It's still healing itself up and stuff. Crossbowmen have gotten to safety for the Empire, and then now they're just firing in on anything they can get their grubby little hands on. Rotting Promethean Summon is out. And Celestra is a ghost, so she causes terror, which is bad for the Empire at this point, but oh no, the Sunmaker's back online. That's real bad for our Coast friends. But that's real good for our Coast friends. The Destry Terrorgeist takes out Boris. It's going to chase him down. It is faster, so it should be able to stay on him and take out that Empire Lord. And without him, so many of these Empire troops are going to start routing. And then Celostra's Terror might carry the late game. Is it a comeback? I mean, the Balance of Power thinks that this shit's been even for a while, but I strongly disagree that it's even. I think it's not. Okay, this could be Major League Gaming, MLG, big plays. This could also be a disaster. If the Terrorgeist lets Boris get away, that's a mega disaster. If it just dove onto the Sunmaker, fuck. Okay. I was going to say, if it just dove onto the Sunmaker to get some damage as it went by anyway, and then got back after Boris, I'd say this is a good play. But since Boris came back, that is a just disaster. The Sunmaker is still continuing to fire. And at this point, there's nothing left for the Sunmaker to shoot, so it's really not important. Like, these Depth Guard are already toast. Celestra doesn't care. Deathstreak Terrorgeist doesn't care either. The Empire's very low on leadership, but Boris is back and regenerating. Terrorgeist is back into the sky. And he's going to breath attack Boris from a distance, get some really good damage out. Its breath attack generally sucks, but it is good against single entities, so that's fine. Bap! Good damage. Still, the only way for the Coast back into this game is if the Terrorgeist completes its original mission and finishes off Boris Todbringer, lowering the leadership for Celestra to be able to tear out the rest of the army away. But Boris looks like he is ready to fight to the death. Come hell or high water, he's not retreating this time. He fled once in the face of evil, and he will never again. As the Terrorgeist is getting some good hits on him, he's down to 500 HP and falling, but so is the Deathstreak Terrorgeist. Celestra still chilling over there, and Boris is just an animal. He finally routes at 300 HP, but the Deathstreak Terrorgeist seems to be following him into the grave. 19 HP. Can it actually kill him? That would be way better than routing him off. It does! Oh! And all of a sudden, the Empire is going to start routing! Holy shit! Terrorgeist is trying to regenerate up. Trying. It's currently getting shot an awful lot by those crossbowmen and huntsmen, but the huntsmen are out of ammunition. Celestra is not weak to the crossbowmen. She should have a crab summon still. Oh, she has a crab summon still. Okay, she gets here. She gets into these two crossbowmen, throws a crab on top of them. The crab routes off both of the huntsmen, both the crossbowmen, and then she's still in this game, but her balance of power is tipping too far. She might actually just route from the difference in the balance of power. No! No, turn army lizard now, you stupid fucks! Now she rallied for just a second, but there's the army losses anyway. I don't think it was over as she tear outs up both the crossbowmen. Oh, balance of power, you fuck! Well, that was wild. Sunmaker did amazing. Boris honestly struggled a bit. He shut down the Shade Wraith Gunners, but after that had a really rough game dealing with that Terrorgeist. Empire Knights were really good blockers. They don't get a ton of value, but they did what they had to. Crossmen and the Huntsmen did awesome, and the Empire State troops mostly got massacred, though again, they just had to block for the archers. For Mikhail... Destry Terrorgeist, 2,200 value, paid for itself. Best unit in the game, baby! Let's go! Rider Promethean sucked and died. Slosher did fine. Depth Guard, mixed, because they just got shot by the Sunmakers. How much can you really blame them? Same with the Shade Wraith Gunner, same with the Mortar, the Hellstorm Rock Battery just killed them all. Handguns actually did manage to get 800 value, so they paid for themselves while shooting at stuff. And then the Zombie Polearms did pretty well, so GG. GG, man. GG, brother. Okay, that looks like a lot of shit to deal with. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How many replays are there in the world? Is that allowed to have this many replays? We'll cast Pasha versus yes, Toast. While it loads up, I'll save some of these replays. Welcome back, Kislev. Okay.
The cowards amongst
Ostank is going to entertain us with her very long speech. And I get caught up on the tournament. The tournament is currently mostly in round 3 out of 4. There's one game still happening in round 2. Alright. Is the VC Goose good? No. No. For the builds, we do have the Incarnate Elemental Beast, Patriarch, Mother Ostankia with Flock of Doom and Feebling Foe and Goulias. Then we have some Things in the Woods, Armored Cossars with Great Weapons, and Cossars Spears. For the Greenskins, our first Greenskins of the day, we do have Orcs, Orc Biggins for the front line. The Warlords Boys, Armor Sundering Night Goblins, more Orc Biggins, Squig Herds, Goblin Wolf Riders, and Orc Boarboy Biggins in the distance. 2 River Trolls, Azhag the Slaughter with Fate of Buna and Spirit Leech, the Rusty Errors, the other Night Goblin Regiment down with the Spinning Loons, Orc Arboys, a Doom Diver Catapult, and then more River Trolls, Wolf Riders, and Pigs. This is a very diverse Greenskin build. It's getting a little bit of everything here as the Spirit Leeches have started for Mother Ostankia. Just trying to whittle down their HP a little bit. Because that Patriarch has plenty of healing and she even has Goulias, but those things require her to group up with him and maybe not do what she wants to be doing elsewhere. Things in the Woods do sneak past the mobile elements of the Greenskins and are going to run down the Rusty R's. Rusty R's. Dar Rusty R's. There they go. Yum, 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 yum. And now some of the Greenskins are coming back, though they were a little too clumped on the flanks. Taking this fight is fine because you have a 2v3 that you're trying to win. And Things in the Woods are actually just bodying you in that aspect, so that's kind of a shame. But over here, having 3 people go fight those other Things in the Woods, while this one slipped past first errors, is a bit of a whoopsie. Awa is going to try and save the situation as the Greenskin front line continues to fight against Armored Cossars, that they're not doing that much damage in that fight. And a couple of the Greenskins are a little too clumped up on top of each other, like all of these infantry sharing the same space. You can see how few of them are actually in physical contact with Cossars when I hover over it, the red versus green, when it's like, I mean, all of these guys aren't doing anything. So you could spread out, maybe get some of those horses onto the regular Cossars in the back line. Rusty Arrows do manage to hold on, and the Things in the Woods are routed off by Orc Boarboy Biggins. Other Things in the Woods are getting into the backfield. We'll see if the Doom Diver Catapults can be saved by these Orc Boarboy Biggins or otherwise. Looks like River Trolls are actually going to go deal with that. And Azhag is helping the front line. Greenskin's killing off a lot of Armored Cossars and regular Cossars, so much of the Kislev front line is dying. They're down to about half of their troop count. But Mother Ostankia's chilling. So is the Incarnate, so is the Patriarch, and those are a lot of the money. from Kislev. Let's see if the Doom Diver can hold on long enough for the River Trolls to rear charge things in the woods and maybe rout them off. It looks like the Doom Diver is going to rout. There they go. But can they rally? If the things in the woods have anything to say about it, no. But River Trolls are currently hitting them in the buns. Bap, bap. Go, River Trolls, go. Trying to save the Doom Diver in the long term. Balance power is about 50-50 as Orc Borbivigans continue to clean up things in the woods. Other things in the woods fighting Orc Borbivigans and Squig Herds. And we do still have some archers online, though. Armored Kossars with great weapons are sprinting over to deal with them. I think they're trying to kill them off to save the Incarnate for the late game. If the Incarnate can survive into the late game, that's a really good spinning loon that goes through a whole bunch of units, does good damage. But Aztec is in a terrible spot, fighting all alone versus infantry and the Patriarch and the Incarnate Elemental Beast. Anyway, I was going to say, if archers are alive in the late game, the Incarnate could just get slowly whittled to death. River Trolls need to rejoin the fight to try and save Azhag. So do these Night Goblins. Everybody needs to get back in there and just bail Azhag out as he takes 2 big shots and he terror routes. Thankfully, he terror routes, so maybe that'll take him out of this blob as the AI force pilots him away. Because he just needs to get out of there. If he dies, this game is over for the Greenskins. Their leadership can't hold up to Kislev being Kislev. Things in the woods are mostly dead, so the mobility advantage of Kislev is entirely gone. The Greenskins should be able to control the battlefield from this point. Again, if they can rally Azhag. Again, if they can herd the Incarnate Elemental Beast away from him. Azhag on foot is much slower than the Incarnate. The Incarnate has tons of mass, so it is just going to chase him down. And right now, Azhag is doomed. I think he's going to shatter. Nope, he manages not to shatter, but the Incarnate's going to kill him on this next hit then. It missed, but he did shatter. So eventually it came true. If it finishes off Azhag, the Greenskin leadership is going to just go so low that is next to useless. It looks like currently they are trying to snipe out Mother Ostankia as a last-ditch effort to get back into this game. The Incarnate did not chase off Azhag, so Azhag should be okay. No, he's routed. He's shattering, right? He's not coming back, but I mean, he's not going to die. So the Greenskins don't take that major leadership debuff, and he needs to run all the way to the edge of the map, so they're not even going to take a leadership debuff until he actually gets all the way off the map. Still a rough time for the Greenskins. Incarnate Elemental Beast is draining down everybody in this area, while a Flock of Doom also does extra damage to them. He is still full HP from the healing he's been getting from the Patriarch all game long. And a lot of the archers have taken attrition damage from these Armored Kossars with great weapons. It looks like not enough was peeled back for them to keep them online. Doom Diver Catapult firing as best it can into Armored Kossars. Pop Palpatine's trying to sing the praises of the Terror Goose for Strigoi Lords. I do love the Strigoi Lords, but they're bad. They're bad. They're close to being good. I think they're just, like, outscaled. Doesn't the Strigoi Ghoul King have an ability that gives him, like, 25% more armor-piercing damage? And I'm like, cool. Compare that to Imric or Gorich or Korn, like Scarbrand, and you're just like, oh, that's cute. You get, like, 400 weapon strength. You know there's a lot of characters in this game that have thousands of weapon strength, right? Anyway, army losses is hitting for the Greenskins. Just way too much stuff is routing. Their leadership couldn't hold up. And Kislev's unbreakable Mortis Engine duelist monster does carry another game. Oh! GG. It was close until Azhag got caught and died. After that, it was pretty over. Okay. I have a ping. Why? Lost third round. Got it. Oh boy, who did you play? Electric Spinach. Cool. Let me update the bracket and see if I should do bracket things. Not yet. We can cast one more game before I have to do bracket stuff. We're half in round 3, half in round 4. So let's keep moving forward, huh? So we cast that one. I'm going to keep going along the earliest ones sent to me, just so I can cast at least one of everybody's games. And then I'll just cast ones that look interesting after that point, but I do want to at least cast one of everybody's. High Elves, Warriors of Chaos. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Glorious Dust Bunny Armada and Power Chan. For our last new player tournament, Dust Bunny did get to finals. He was defeated there by, I believe, Losaurus, if memory serves. But he got there. Looks like he's back for vengeance against Power Chan. Never seen Power Chan before. I don't know what to expect. From the load screen, their build looks pretty meta and strong. Dust Bunnies is a bit more wild. It tracks. It's not a full meme. It's just a little more eccentric than what we're used to. 5 Chaos Warriors, 2 of which are Halberds, 2 Armored Trolls, a Chaos Sorcerer of Fire with Burning Hand, Cascading Fire Cloak. We do have Valkia with Spear, Sleipnir, and her Demon Shield, and we have 3 Marauder Horsemen, 2 of which are of Tzeentch, and 1 is Throwing Axe Regular. We have a Hellstrider of Slaanesh with the Hell Scourges, and 2 Chaos Warhounds with Poison. As for marks, it looks like we have 2 of Tzeentch, 1 of Khorne, 1 of Slaanesh. The rest is normal. The Elves! Imric, everybody's favorite giant light blue dragon lord. Hands up if you still love Imric. Oh, my head is way in the air. And backing him up, Regrowth. Boo, boo. Don't boo the contestants. Boo, boo. Don't boo the contestants. Be nice here. Boo, healing sucks. I won't warn you again, sir or madam. All right. Spearmen across the front line, bunch of archers in the back line, some of which have Ahmet. Fireborn and another Dragon Prince, 2 Illyrian Reaver archers. Bring back Alethadar! We miss Alethadar! I know, guys. This is the world we live in. Imric and Regrowth. Hi, Vanthus. No Lizardmen yet today, Vanthus. What's that about? Why do you do this to us? As Chaos Warriors march forward into the Illyrian Reavers, who are poking and prodding at them with sticks. Sharpened sticks. I'm getting a bunch of messages. I'll read those later. Anti-Kaiju, what up, dude? What up? Fireborn and other Dragon Prince is trying to get a fight with these Hell Scourges and Dogs. They would do great in that matchup, so it looks like the Warriors of Chaos just don't want it at all. They're going to back off. They don't want to deal with that. How many people are in that room? Several. Valkia gets a fight with Imric, which actually can be in her favor. If she pops Demon Shield here, there we go, she can get 3 or 4 attempts at an attack in and then back off. And it's just like free value for her if she can get any of those hits in and just tax Imric a little bit, get someone to cast a Regrowth on him and then run away. Demon Shield is gone, so she has to run now, though. Because her stats can't hold up without the Demon Shield. Lord of Dragons also debuffing her. She gets away, and overall, it's a favorable trade. Chaos Warriors have reached the front line. Now, one problem with this type of build versus High Elves is they only have 36 melee attack versus the 51 melee defense of the Spearmen. Chaos Warriors are going to take a very long time to get through the Spearmen. And while they won't die while they do it, they'll come through it pretty healthy. It's going to take them forever to get through those guys, but I do really like this. The Armored Chaos Trolls splitting off and just kind of acting like cavalry a little bit. They're running back to disrupt the archers. With 110 armor and regeneration, the archers cannot defend themselves. They need Imric or the Dragon Princes to do it for them. And it looks like those Dragon Princes are coming up now, so the trolls are going to have to be a little cagey, right? When the Dragon Princes get closer, they're going to have to run back through their own front line and just run away, while the Dogs and Hellstriders also do that. Because the Dragon Princes are the best combatants on this mobile field. Really nice spear. But anyway, the Dragon Princes are really good combatants, so they're going to beat whatever they can catch. But that's the nice part for Chaos, is you have 2 different cheap armies. So it's like these guys come in, they get a bunch of fights. If the Dragon Princes come over, then these guys need to come over here and harass the archers while the trolls run away. So you just don't want to fight the Dragon Princes yet. You want to get them to the late game where they have to fight your halberds because it's all that's left on the battlefield. And so far, Chaos is doing a really good job of that. The Armored Chaos Trolls are killing these guys, and 2 Illyrian Reavers came by to say hello, but again, they're just archers that these guys have 110 armor and regen, so they're largely ignoring. Imric's coming back here. That is more of a problem, and I wonder what the trolls are going to do now. They don't really have a place to retreat from Imric. He's flying. It's not like you can just run through the Chaos Warriors and be safe. Dragon Princes get surrounded by halberds on the low ground. Both halberds being in the same location is a little suspect, because they're just going to waddle after the Dragon Princes. And up here, one of the trolls did get sniped out. And if it naturally routes, then the Illyrian Reapers can chase it all the way off the battlefield. If it's just terror routing, it will rally in their face and can maybe be brought back to life. Valkia lands again. Lord of Dragons is out onto her again, and she should either back off or pop Demon Shield. She popped Demon Shield and is just going to fight it out for a little bit. First regrowth is coming for Imric. Dragon Princes do get a rear charge on some of our Chaos Warriors who are already damaged elsewhere, so it looks like they are going to rout. But the Halberds are continuing to waddle slowly after the Dragon Princes and try and get some damage there while Skirmish Cav continue to fire in. One of the trolls is leaving. The other troll is still chilling, fighting his heart out, and Valkia's Demon Shield has run out, so she's just trying to get away, but it looks like Imric is not about to let her go. She gets back into the sky, but so does he, and ooh, he's right on her buns, but she does get away for a little bit. And while that was happening, the Hellstriders are diving in onto the Cav fight, but the dogs are taking their time to go after all of the archers. And the armored Chaos Trolls are still fighting, and as long as as long as Imric's not here to disrupt them, these armored Chaos Trolls are just chilling. So, liking a lot of the Chaos play so far. A couple missteps here and there, but really not too bad. For the High Elves, they've just been on the back foot. Not entirely their fault. It's the problem with playing High Elves is you're usually outnumbered, so it is about picking your engagements rather than being everywhere all the time. And the Dragon Princes are still winning what they're fighting on. They've largely managed to avoid fighting on top of Halberds for too much, but it looks like this one is very caught up. But so far, the High Elves have done a good job. Imric's done a pretty good job being where he needs to be, so both players are actually playing this pretty well. Terror out of a full health dog, but it'll come back. It'll come back. And the trolls continue to harass archers, and Valkia's trying to get away. She's trying to scoot under Imric and mess with that dragon charge, and she does for a bit, but he still manages to land on her. And now he's waddling side by side. He should be slowing down in a second, then he'll turn towards her, and then it'll be a little bit more tricky for her as the Martyr Horsemen of Tzeentch try and punish him for this moment. He is now kind of stuck on her because of that, like, landing, flying, turning animation. It looks like he is stuck on top of her, so he can't find her. Jank. Jank, jank, jank. Dragonhorn is out for Imric and the High Elves in general. They get some buffs. Imric finally stops moving, and now he can go fight Valkia proper. Armored Chaos Troll still doing well versus these archers. Illyrian Reaver archers have also taken a lot of damage throughout this game, and we still have two very healthy Chaos Warrior Halberds ready to go as this game goes on. Imric's getting poked from the bottom. Valkia starts to fly away. The concern here for Chaos would be the Healing Caster's fine, one Dragon Prince is half HP, the other one's full health, Imric is full health-ish, and that is a nice breath attack down those Chaos Warriors. Good job there. So the High Elves still have a lot of their elite units, but for the Warriors of Chaos, you are relying on having these two healthy Halberds going into late game. If you can just force a fight with Imric and the Dragon Princes, then you're right as rain, you're set. What are you people talking about? Saurus sushi? That sounds cursed. There's a giant lizard on the screen now. It's not Lizardmen. How new does one need to be to play in those new player tournaments? Generally just like not winning tournaments on the regular. And we do have a system where if you play in a new player tournament, your reward is we change your role from Rat Ogre to Bone Ripper. But that also tells us that you shouldn't be playing in any new player tournaments after that. So if you're not sure, just play in one. If you stomp the shit out of it, then cool. You graduate out of it and you don't need to play in new player tournaments anymore. And if you don't stomp the shit out of it, then welcome to the new player tournament, friend. Valkia gets routed away from Imric. She casts Departing Spear of Slaanesh. No! Burning Head. I forgot that there was a real caster in this game. So Valkia's toast. Balance power heavily favors the High Elves, though I still am curious to see how this fight's going to go once they have to actually deal with the Halberds, who have been wandering across the battlefield all game looking for a fight. High Elves continue to get pressured off the field of battle. And we will see. How many breath attacks does Imric have? 0. Okay, so he does have to fight them naturally. The Hellstrider's running away. But Armored Trolls and Chaos Warriors Halberds are ready to counter a charge. Dragon Prince is backing off. Yeah, they're just going to get a regrowth. That's what they're doing. Going to let Imric eat some damage for him. I'm going to fast forward at this point as we'll get into a cycle charging situation, which is fine, but if I have fast forward, I might as well. Chaos is regrouping, trying to find a fight, and the High Elves are just expending all their ammunition from their Skirmish Cav, while their Heavy Cav and Imric are going to do some cycle charging, try and route some stuff off, where Cavalry can then peel away and deal with it. This is a very effective and smart way of dealing with things. It's just not the most like, ooh boy, exciting, that's amazing, this is crazy. So I threw it on ×2 speed. But this is correct play by both players. Warriors of Chaos trying to group up and force you to fight their hyper-elite armored halberds, and the Imric and the High Elves just correctly abusing their mobility and battlefield advantage, right? Because you might be like, there are some players, and I've definitely been there too, where I'm like, oh wow, these High Elves are just surrounding me and not like slamming into me. This is cool. But also, what do you expect them to do? Throw their Dragon Princes into your halberds and just sit still? No. Come on. They're going to cycle charge. They're going to use Imric. They're going to use Valyrian Reavers and stuff. And that's kind of their reward for winning the mobile game over the course of the whole game. It's one of the reasons that like heavily armored infantry isn't super meta right now. They're fine. But the meta isn't defined by who has the best armored infantry, and it's just due to that low battlefield agency. They really can't, like we saw here with Dust Bunny, you can't force someone to sit on your halberds. The halberds have to walk slowly after stuff. So the meta right now is healing, of course. Single entities receiving that healing, but it's also cavalry and mobility, most of the stuff. So usually it's like who can secure the mobile game in most matchups is who's going to win. And we saw a lot of that here, where it's like, it was a close contested game until it came down to just halberds waddling after Cav, and then it was kind of over. But Dust Bunny played good. His armored trolls did alright. They didn't get a ton of value, but they killed a lot of archers, and they were annoying. Skirmish Cav did okay. For Power Chan, Imric, Dragon Princes did well. Valyrian Reaver archers also did fine. And then Spearmen and basic archers, they did okay. Okay, I have to glance at a bracket quick here. Pew! So we still have some people in round 3, some people in round 4. I'll cast one more game and then check back on the scores. But at some point, we're going to have to stop real quick and do the who's winning. You know, who's going to finals and all that stuff. And all that jazz. Okay. Sorry, saved up some stuff. We're doing good. Alrighty, what are we doing? Lizardmen, Beastmen? Ooh, there's some Lizardmen games! That's exciting for everybody. And this one looks kind of fun. So we have Perry Porst Marcus Boss, with Button Eyes Mark and Pav. Then Gyama and Hitman Hippo. And then it looks like we start to get into some of the repeats. So I will try and prioritize these games because none of these players have been on stream yet. We do want to get everybody on stream at least once. And then, judging by the amount of replays I'm receiving, we'll start to get a little more picky and like just pick ones that look really interesting. But I do want to cast everybody at least once so that they get their screen time. I wish there was a meta where everyone includes Dragon into every possible game they can. Aerocrastic. Grieven, you haven't had enough dragons? Or are you still talking about, like, non-character dragons? Like, basic dragons? Because those are rare. Ripperdactyls, those seem strong? Yeah, Ripperdactyls are very strong, but they're very squishy. So that's kind of the thing with them, is it's like, they can just waddle in and suck and die, but they can also be amazing if you play with them correctly. Like, when I play with Ripperdactyls, they waddle in and suck and die, but if good players play with them, then they're fine. Hey, Jeremy too. Yeah, dude, I can't make the Rippers work. I cast plenty of games where they do amazing. I know the unit is good. They just require a lot of micro and a lot of attention that I just don't tend to give them. I'm a bad Lizardman player, though. No Skaven tier replays. Hey, the first game of the day... No, the second game. Second game of the day was Gorich versus the Elemental Incarnated Beasts. So, we had one Skaven game, and it was hype. It was hype. Okay, we have a game in front of us, guys. Gotta focus up. Everybody shush. Centaurs with throwing axes for the Beastmen, some Centaurs, a giant, gore herds with shields, including Black Hordes, Ravagers on the front line, Pit of Shades, ooh, Shadows Caster. And this is one thing I will note whenever I see it. Your caster should probably only have like 2 spells max. There's no way you're going to cast all 6 of these spells enough time to make it worth it bringing them all, so just grab 2 spells that you like the most and then just use those. 2 Ungor Raiders, Morgur the Shadowgave, a Pharaoh Manticore, and the Butchers of Kalkengard. Overall, aside from that, I like the build. Gore Herds, I'd probably downgrade them just for Ungor Spearman Herds, because Ungor Spearman Herds are going to do fine versus Skinks, and so will Gore Herds, and Ungor Herds are going to lose to Saurus, and so will Gore Herds, so really it's like you're paying extra to get the same result out of your infantry. But other than that, the build's fine. Just cut some spells in your caster and turn your Gore frontline into an Ungor frontline, in my opinion. For the Lizardmen, we have the Clostodon Hunters, triple Chameleon Skinks, a Saurus frontline backed up by 3 Croxagores, 2 Feral Cold Ones, the Slaanesh Mage Priest of Death with Soul Blight and Spirit Leech. And then we have the Clostodon Hunters, who are currently living their best life fighting exactly what they want to fight. A large single entity. Clostodon Hunters will tear him apart, and that Feral Manticore is getting eaten alive. But a Pit of Shades did catch 3 Chameleon Skinks, so they're feeling good. I mean, they're not feeling good. The Beastmen are feeling good about getting that catch. So far about even trading in the early game. All that damage off the 3 650 skirmishers versus pretty much losing an 800 gold Manticore. Spirit Leech onto Morgur. He does have self-regeneration and 25% spell resistance, so he is tankier against Spirit Leech than most. And it was overcast to give the Salon extra casting range. That does mean it also costs more Wings of Magic. Did War Wagons get buffed in Total Warhammer 3? Yes, in a way. They do more damage than we're used to seeing them. But they're still very, very solid, yeah. It's mostly their damage. Like, they used to be bugged and kind of tanky and whatever, and they're still a little bit tanky, but it's just mostly they do way more damage than a 360 shooting chariot with that much ammunition ever should. Anyway, Clostodon Hunters landed on some Centaurs and got some decent damage, but they get countercharged by Centaurs with throwing axes, and now they're starting to take a lot of hits. And this Lizardman build did not bring any healing, so all the damage that we do does stick. Croxagores and Saurus Spears are nearby enough to get rid of these Centaurs, though, and push them off of the Clostodon Hunters. Overall, good play for the Lizardmen. We'll see if the Beastmen can get it back on the low ground, where we do have a lot of AoEs happening. What is this? Call to Violence countered by Soul Blight. The Butchers of Kalkengard are fighting with Croxagores, which they should win, though they're fighting on top of Saurus Spears, so maybe they won't win it. Archers are pouring fire into the area trying to support, and the Gore Herds are holding for now. They're really just not going to get that much damage done versus these Saurus. First Chaos Spawn summon of Morgurs is out, and it should rear charge the Saurus immediately, trying to help out the Butchers of Kalkengard specifically. Meanwhile, the Beastmen flanks are falling apart a little bit. Centaurs and Manticores being taken off the battlefield. Giant is about to weigh in, though. And if he can get these Feral Cold Ones start rampaging so they don't retreat away from the Gore Herds, that could be a dead Feral Cold One. Morgur is still fine. The Lizardman front line has taken a lot of damage. Balance of power is swinging back and forth a little bit, but most staying around center. This early in the game, it is hard to get it to really decide one way or the other. Butchers, Kalkengard, and the Chaos Spawn fighting side by side, though the Butchers are taking a lot of damage on those spears. I really wish they'd fall back. This would be one of the reasons I suggested taking more Ungor Herds, is so that your Butchers have a bit more support, like, under their feet, whereas the Gore Herds are expensive, so there was only 3 of them, and Butchers didn't get to fight on top of them. They didn't have any of that support. Spirit Leech is out on the Giant as he continues to fight against Sauri warriors. The Butchers of Kalkengard getting rear charged by Clostodon Hunters. That is a great pick for the Clostodon Hunters. Really good rear charge on the Butchers, getting their charge bonus. Going to do a lot of damage to that expensive unit. Things are looking a little tough for the Beastmen. Even though they're actually growing on the balance of power, I just don't see that being the case at the moment. Their archers are getting shut down soon. Giant's not feeling too good. Butchers of Kalkengard are actually routing. And Morgur does have a second summon. Maybe that's what it's banking on. But I suppose for Lizardmen, I should look around. It's not like they're feeling great either. They've taken a lot of damage. They have 1 healthy Croxagore, 1 healthy Saurus Spear, a healthy Feral Cold One, and a healthy Slann. Everything else is pretty darn damaged. You think Morgur's pretty strong? Yeah, he is pretty strong for the Beastmen Lords. The Beastmen have a lot of good Lords, though. They have a lot of good Lords. Even the basic Beast Lord gets some play here and there. Beastmen have one of the most balanced Lord rosters in the entire game, where, like, most of them have somewhere they want to be. What the oh, it's the Spawn Summon. That looked really weird, but it's the Chaos Spawn Summon, and one of them went tumbling. That was just a mess. That whole interaction was a disaster, but we got there. So the Colossus Hunters get turned into Chaos Spawn, which is really good for the Beastmen. Taking out any expensive unit with that Chaos Spawn ability of Morgers is exactly what you want to happen. But it is random, so you don't always get to pick who it targets, so they got real lucky there, and they're happy to have it. Butcher's a Calvin Guard in the distance trying to kill off some Source Warriors that went to go fight them. Some of them are Spears, but the Butchers, I guess they'll just fight to the end, getting a little bit of regeneration here and there. For Lizardmen, it's largely the same situation we were talking about earlier. They still have a Spirit Leeching Slann who's very healthy. We have Croc Scores, a Feral Cold One in the distance that's healthy, and that's really about it. Everything else is running on fumes, though. So are the Beastmen. Their second and final Chaos Spawn summon is out, meaning after this, Morgr will only provide limited support. The Pendulum will go down the Chameleon's Kings. How much damage does it even do? Pretty good. Pretty good. You don't see Pendulum much anymore, so my muscle memory on how much damage I expect it to be doing is completely gone. It's out of date. Anyway, Crocscore is going to finish off the Manticore. If that thing routes one more time, it will shatter. We've seen it route twice on screen, so there it goes. It is gone forever. These Ungor Raiders will not be able to shoot for too much longer. And the balance of power is heavily favoring Morgr's full HP pool, and while he is solid, he's not going to like carry this whole game on his back without his summons. So I think the balance of power is being a little disingenuous. I do think the Lizardmen are in a quite favored scenario here. Centaurs with throwing axes finally dive back onto the Chameleon Skinks, chase them off. Source Warriors also could be chased off. And I really don't want these Centaurs to stop for the Slann. They can't damage him nearly enough to matter. They just need to focus on chasing off these Source so they aren't allowed to come back and harass you even further. Because the Beastmen are still in this game. They just have to play correctly from this point. I think the Lizardmen are ahead. There's less burden on them to play correctly. If they just get all of their units into combat at different points, they'll be fine. But yeah, this is why I was worried about it. They're not doing any damage to the Slann. They just get caught by a banishment that he casts on himself. Huge damage onto a very important unit. And now these Saurus and these Chameleon Skinks are going to come back. So the Beastmen not using their mobility advantage correctly, unfortunately, is going to cost them quite a lot. Croc Scores and Feral Cold Ones coming back into the fight. And there go the Centaurs. Beastmen have no bad lords. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. They probably don't. Kazrek is serviceable at this point, and he's probably their worst one, but he's serviceable. Worst is a comparable metric. If you put him on a scale of all lords in the game, then Kazrek isn't even in the bottom 20. But on his own roster, he's probably the worst for the Beastmen, but I think that just goes to show what I'm talking about, where I think their rosters are really solid. Black Hordes, Ravagers, and Archers are punishing the Slann Mage Priest to death. They're getting good damage out, but I wonder if it is just even enough. As the Giant rejoins the fight next to Morgr. His leadership's low, but Giants usually fight till the very end. Their leadership stat is just so high that they'll usually die before routing. He continues to swing at Croc Scores, but there's Saurus, there's Croc Scores, there's Feral Cold Ones. The Lizardmen have so many people left to chuck into the fight. Ungor Raiders and Black Horns Ravagers still trying to kill the Slann Mage Priest to death. Morgr goes in for a final Lord Snipe, and the Slann is below half HP at last. Call to Violence is out for Morgr to give all of his dudes a little bit more leadership and keep them in it. And we do have some Centaurs in the distance chasing off Crocsagors, and they'll be important in the late game if they can come in here and get some rear charges out. They can really route things off. But the Beastmen are losing all of their support. The Black Horns Ravagers are gone. Ungor Raiders are gone. It's just Morgr versus the world. Can he do it? Here come the Centaurs getting shot on the way in. Another Spirit Leech out onto Morgr, but he finds his way onto the Slann Mage Priest of Death. The Centaurs charge into Saurus Warriors. They get no damage out, however, because Saurus are thick, thick boys. And say goodbye to your Centaur friends. Morgr is alone once more. Getting whittled down. At this point, the Slann should back off and just let all of his other Lizardmen units grind through Morgr, but there's no reason for him to put himself at danger. I will times 4 speed as we watch and see if Morgr can kill everything, but it looks like not, as he just surrenders. Kazrek is great. I'll die on that hill. Alright, you might be alone on that hill, but you can die on it. Riposte played pretty well with a very creative Lizardman build. I liked it a lot. Marcus Boss also played pretty darn well. 2,400 value on a Shadows caster is not something to scoff at. Shadows magic is not easy to get that much value. Like, Melkoth's is a good spell, but you know, you kind of expect that value on like a Traderkin caster fighting a blob build or something like that. So, yeah, I think if the Beastmen just spread out their front line by getting more Ungor spearman herds instead of gore herds, I think they could have won that game. And for parry riposte, I like his build. It's very flavorful. There's ways you can make it more meta, but just assuming he has this one, I think he did have his chameleon skinks on top of each other, so they got caught with a pit of shades and then a pendulum at 2 different points. So some multi-hitting there, that was a bit of a problem. Other than that, I think he played well. So, GG. If you go 3-1, will you play in finals? We're about to find that out, sir. We're about to find that out. Lizardmen, Beastmen, and there's a different other Lizardmen, Beastmen. How's the tournament doing? Ozorkin and Cheveo still fighting. Powerchan and Pasha also still fighting. I wonder if that's even true. Your round 4 dropped. Okay. Okay. So I gotta go find some people and figure out some things. One moment, friends. One moment. Okay, so let me go one. Looks like we had someone drop. If your opponent dropped, I'll give W. It's fine. I don't know if Orzorkin and Cheveo are actually still in round 3 or not. I just have no idea. Because Sorkin sent me some stuff. But he hasn't sent me a round 3 replay, so I assume they are actually still in it. Okay. So join me on the left screen, my friends. Because I have to figure out some tournament shit. Cast Empire versus Chaos? I will. Give me a second. Give me a second. So where are we at with this tournament? Okay. Power. 1. Niklaus. 1. Kiyama. Where the frick? There he is. Kiyama, Cheveo, Parry Riposte, Mark. This is so many people. Holy cats. Zyro, Olaf. I have to do it manually because some things got cursed. Where's Pasha? Pasha. Some people dropped and stuff, and that always messes with things. And we also had a player who got checked out somehow. So I had him replace all the TBDs, so we just got to do those manually. A Renner, 1. Okay. Round 2. Starting at the bottom, we have Grumps. Grumps! Zorkin. Yashkaf. Hitman Hippo. Power-chan! Nice job, Power-chan. And then I already gave Yes Toast their point because there's a player I've just been tracking manually because he's not even on the bracket technically. Parry Post got a win. Cheveo got a win. Electric Spinach is somewhere. Spinach! There you are. Guillaume, we found him earlier. He's down here, right? Yep, there he is. Zyro. Dub. Edgelord. 1. And then Dust Bunny. 1. Oops, that's 4. That is not 1. Okay, Fat Kid at Recess. 1, and that's a TBD, so that means someone dropped, which is why we're doing this manually, is because shit keeps getting changed on me. Dust Bunny. Zyro. Guillama? Guillama? I keep finding him and losing him. There he is. Zorkin and Cheveo are not done yet. Niklaus got another win. Good dubs from Niklaus. Button. Button! There you are. Nice job, Button. Olaf. Toast. Yashkov. Another win. And then we have Heightman Hippo. Wait, did Hitman Hippo lose round one? Huh. Nice job, Yama. Hitman's good. Hitman's real good. There's no fucking around there. Alright, and then Power Chain and Pasha not done yet, and then Electric Spinach got a TBD, which... Okay. Oh, yeah, alright, that was the manually recorded one. And then the final round we have... Cheveo did his round 4 game first. Oh, yeah, he messaged me about that. Okay. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I'm actually going to refresh the bracket and see if they did the round 3 yet. Nope, still in it. Still in that one, too. Okay. Back to doing my job. What do we got? So Cheveo got 1. Parry post, just going to give him 1 because it looks like his opponent dropped. Fat Kid. 1. Niklaus. I'm saying a lot of 1s for Niklaus. Looks like he only lost 1 game. Nice. Not bad, not bad. Dust Bunny got another dub. Oh, Buttonized Mark. Button. Got another 1. Nice job. And then none of those are done yet. Baham Jam Slam Baham gets himself a dub because someone dropped. And then McClown. I believe he fought Marcus Boss for the last round and I already gave him his point. Okay, where does that leave us? Well, let's do ourselves some Excel magic and figure it out, huh? Friends and countrymen. Okay. And I have a bunch of things. What is it? Okay. So where does that leave us? Who's done? Power Chain and Pasha, Cheveo and Orsorkin are still playing. And then Orsorkin and Power Chain are still playing down here. Pigeon has 0 points, so they're still playing, but they're doomed. Oh. I don't know why it always does that. It starts to freeze up whenever I highlight something. Edgelord is still playing, but only has 1 point, so they're doomed. Oh, quit crashing, you fuck. You're fine. You're fine. Oh, I had you highlight a thing. It's so scary. It's so hard. Hitman Hippo's still playing and still has a chance to, like, get up into the stuff. Olaf's still playing. Power Chain still has 2 games to go. Grumps, where's he at on this thing? Grumps has 1 point, so the most he can get is 2, so he's out. Yashkov could go for a 4-0, so he's still very much in this. Okay. Michael had 1 point, so he's out. Renner 1 point, he's out. This guy dropped, so he's done. He's toast. Pasha has 2 games left. They can get up to 3. I won't highlight them just yet because I don't know what our top scores are. At this point, 2-2 for Fat Kid. He's done. Pav, no wins yet. Even if they have 2 games left, the most they could get was 2. Mark is best. Most wins they could get is 1. I think they have 1 more game. I don't know. Niklaus, is he still playing? He has 3. Looks like he's done with all of his, so 3. Guillama also has 3. Hitman could get 3, so I won't get rid of him just yet. Bamham with the 1. That's out. Pasha. I feel like I said Pasha's name a ton, but he only has 1 game left, so he can get up most of 2 in this fun. Alex, don't see him anywhere, so just 1 is his final score. He's also out. So we have a bunch of 2s and 3s left. Okay. That's fine. So who's alive for the perfect? The perfect 4-0. Yashkov has one more game left. A Sorkin has 2 games left, and he could do it. Pasha and Powerchan. Powerchan has 2 games left and could do it. So yeah, I have to see where those go for knowing how the bracket's going to shake out. My friends. And Kiyama just sent me game 4. Did he already report it? Yes, slit. How's that round 3 going? You guys good? Y'all chilling? Whatever. Well, while they finish those up, let's do another replay. Where are we? What's happening? Who's around me right now? Beastmen first match. Guillaume Hitman Hippo first match. Alright, let's go up to Guillaume and Hitman Hippo because we just cast Lizardmen Beastmen. We'll do it again. Spinach is out too. You've played 4. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I need that last round to finish up, so that's a lot easier to do the maths. Just started watching, wish I could have joined today, but that whole pesky working thing got in the way. Sorry, Trogdor. Take it if there's 2 4-0s, there'll be finals? Yeah. Yeah, I just need to see what the tiebreaker situation is before I can deal with that, so we're just figuring it out. Slaanesh versus Bretonnia. Bretonnia does some Grail Knights, Knights of the Realm, Lewin, a Hippogriff Knight, and a Damsel of Life with Regrowth and Earthblood. Very strong meta army here. Pox Arrows? Yes. Pox Arrows, Peasant Bowman. Men-at-Arms with Spears, and a Grail Lake for a bit of leadership and ITP against Slaanesh. You don't want to rout ever. For Slaanesh, we do have 2 Marauder Horsemen of Slaanesh, an Exalted Keeper Secret of Shadows with Melkos Mystifying Miasma and Seductive Glory. We do have Chaos Warriors with Hell Scourges, Devoted Marauders with Spears, the Mirror Guard, 1 Chaos Knight of Slaanesh, and 2 Chaos Furies. I am very, very worried that this Slaanesh build does not have the armor-piercing chops to deal with all the Grail Knights and stuff. It's half a meme, but I have found some success in this matchup with Nikari and Heartseekers, or the Chaos Lord of Slaanesh and Heartseekers, and you just cast Pavane on them over and over again to rampage them into you, and they can't leave. But without the armor piercing, I feel like Grail Knights are just going to cycle charge this whole build to death. They can't kill them. The Hell Scourges are tanky, but like there's just not enough DPS on the Slaanesh build right now. So I'm worried. They'll grind through the Peasants, sure. They'll go kill the Archers, sure. But you're not going to stop Lewin, you're not going to stop the Hippogriff Knights with this kind of build. Right now, Slaanesh is just skirmishing, opting to get shot. I'm going to ×2 speed until something starts happening. Melkos is my Mystifying Miasma spam onto the Grail Knights as Slaanesh starts to run away. Grail Knights pile in onto the Chaos Warriors of Slaanesh with Hell Scourges. And this is a little spooky. Seductive Glory going to try and rampage the Grail Knights back into them with only 0 melee defense now due to Enfeebling Foe, but they somehow managed to avoid the rampage. They don't turn around, they do get all the way away. Other Knights of the Realm are piling in too. Furies back off. The skirmish cab for Slaanesh did take some damage. One of them's routing, the other one's doing okay for now. Chaos Warriors' Hell Scourges finally reach the front line. They'll go whip some peasants into shape as they get shot by arrows, but they really won't care that much. 100 armor, silver shields, they're fine. So they'll kill infinite peasants. You have a weird flank fight going on with Lewin and the Knights of the Realm, plus a bunch of peasants. And we'll see if Slaanesh can maybe get some Lord Snipe going. The Exalted Keeper Secrets doesn't seem to want to deal with, though. She's trying to wander away. Chaos Knights and Furies getting out of the area as well. There's more Knights of the Realm piled back up to try and help Lewin out. These are actually Grail Knights that are coming back up. The Exalted Keeper Secrets is now turning onto Lewin. Sword of Crown still debuffing her. She doesn't have any of her buffs or debuffs up just yet. The Fury's getting around the sides. They do have armor piercing, so maybe if they can turn and rear charge the Grail Knights, they can get some good work done. But ooh, the Grail Knights are actually getting really bound up, and now the Chaos Furies are in. Like I said, they do have armor piercing value, so unless those guys get killed off, the Grail Knights will actually take a lot more damage than I would have suspected. Chaos Warriors are doing exactly what we thought they would do. They're grinding against the Peasants. Neither side is really going anywhere that quickly. A Regrowth is cast onto the Grail Knights. Gonna try and heal them up a little bit as Lewin dives back into some of the Chaos Warriors. And what are the Hippogriff Knights doing? So far have had troubles really finding a home in this game. Knights of the Realm go piling back into Chaos Warriors and Devoted Marauders with spears. The Exalted Keeper of Secrets is here, ready to punish them. Lance formation lowers their melee defense by a little bit. She has plenty of melee attack to get through those, but now the Hippogriff Knights are in, and archers are also shooting. This could be a big moment for Bretonnia to really take hold of this game. If they can snipe out that caster and that giant demonic lord, that's a lot of value off the battlefield, but it is also their caster, it is also their leadership, etc., yada yada. Grail Knights get a tier 1 army ability of Slaanesh cast onto them, Fascination plus Melkot's Mystifying Miasma. That's a lot of targeted, unavoidable damage, and they're rampaged into a bad situation. They're really getting whittled down. Slaanesh is doing very well here. Hippogriff Knight's still quite healthy. Lewin is still very healthy. A lot of archers are quite online. I need to stop saying quite. Stop it! Stop repeating words, you fool! But yeah, Slaanesh is doing good. They're doing real good here, especially despite my doubts about their builds. But here is where it's going to start to become a problem. They're losing both of their Furies due to that demonic instability crumbling with archers and Hippogriff Knights taking them out. That was a really good armor-piercing piece that I didn't expect to do as well as it did. Chaos Knights are also taking a lot of attrition, and Slaanesh is slowly losing the long battle. Exalted Keeper of Secrets is trying to turn this around. I think they've mostly eliminated the Grail Knights. Yeah, the Grail Knights are pretty much off the battlefield. Knights of the Realm also aren't feeling so good, but the half-health Hippogriff Knights, full-health Lewin, still a lot of archers, does have plenty left to offer. The Bretonnian front line is losing the Chaos Warriors with Hell Scourges. Most of it has been routed off and pushed away. We'll see if that's given Slaanesh enough army passive for some of those tier 2 nets or more tier 1 rampages, things like that. Knights of the Realm rejoin the fight. Earthblood heals them up while Melkos tears them down, and they rout for the second time. If they rout once more, they are gone forever. Chaos Knights of Slaanesh. This is always a tricky part of Slaanesh. Do you want your expensive Chaos Knights to be running through the backline and disrupting things or participating in the fight, or running down cheap peasants but you want to get more of that army passive? You have to make some decisions when you're trying to charge up those passives, especially for like Khorne, Ogre Kingdoms, and Slaanesh. Another tier 1 army ability, Fascination, onto the Hippogriff Knights, trying to rampage them, but also just do a little bit more poke damage. But you might have rampaged them into the right target, because they were going for that Exalted Keeper of Secrets anyway. The rampage hasn't procced yet, but they seem dead set on killing that Exalted Keeper no matter what. And another Melkots continues to whittle them down. Good stuff here from Slaanesh, who's now starting to chase around King Lewin. Chaos Knights chasing him as well. And Hippogriffs are forced to fight in the forest. Seductive Glory lowering their melee defense down to 14 and still trying to rampage them, but not quite getting them down to that threshold where they need to be apparently for the second rampage. This means they must have been rampaged at some point off screen, because otherwise it would have procced by now for sure if it was the first one ever. And there it is. Narcissism. Done with all the rampage nonsense, just going for the straight net to keep them on the ground, guaranteed, getting good value out. And Lewin dives back into the Sword of Khorne to try and debuff all of these guys a little bit. Bretonnia is still pulling ahead on that balance of power, but the Chaos Knights with Hell Scourges are grinding away. They're that constant anvil with which Slaanesh has to just pressure the enemy into a ticking time bomb. Royal Hippogriff Knights and Lewin trying to win this top fight decisively. The Exalted Keeper of Secrets has taken damage over the course of this fight. She's not feeling amazing, but she is still very functional. And Knights of the Realm return for one last charge. I think this is the one that if they rout one more time, they will just shatter. Melkos Mystifying Miasma plus the low leadership Mortis Engine takes them out. They will just die. We won't even get to figure out if they shatter because they're dead. Peasants have returned to fire away. Very close game so far as the Hell Scourges continue to just slap. They slap, they whip, they thump. Lewin and his hippos think about how to handle this game. At this point, even the Hippogriff Knights have taken a lot of damage. Slaanesh. While the long game traditionally favors the side with healing, Slaanesh is also more than happy to keep chasing down all of these peasants and charging up juicy army passive for more nets, more damage, more rampages, and that tier 3 perfect vigor if they really feel like it. Another Fascination. More damage. The Mirror Guard get charged by a Lewin. Is Brett a family-friendly content? Yes. Yes, it is. The last healthy-ish archer, I suppose there's still that one over there technically, last healthy-ish archer gets charged by the Chaos Knights downhill, take a good amount of damage. Then the Hippogriff Knights are here to deal with it a little bit, down to 7 models out of 12 and not a lot of HP at that. The Exalted Keeper of Secrets is keeping her distance for now. Another Melkots cast onto those Royal Hippogriff Knights, trying to just ping away models so they can heal a lot less. What is left here for Slaanesh? I don't know what kills Lewin. They're getting too low. The Hippogriff Knights are almost a non-factor at how low they are, unless they can get some serious healing on those 7 models of theirs. Ooh, and they're starting to get Mortis engined. That's really cool. The Exalted Keeper Secrets is draining them right now as they're sitting above her. They do get a regrowth. Is it going to be enough? They lost 2 models due to that draining Mortis effect, but now they're getting away, so the 5 models they have left should be fine. Exalted Keeper of Secrets looks like she's going after the Damsel of Life. There's no Narcissism net for her right now, which would have been very helpful to help snipe her out, though I'm not sure how much Winds of Magic the Damsel even has at 9 minutes into this game. Hippogriff Knights with the regrowth. Going to team up with Lewin, and it looks like they're going to take a final fight with the Exalted Keeper of Secrets out in the middle of nowhere. Melkots does try and damage these guys a little bit, just a little bit. They were still getting healed up by regrowth. They're overall fine. Lewin is landing on an Exalted Keeper of Secrets. If he can even get 1 or 2 hits onto her, that will be quite good for him. As Slaanesh is just looking too tattered to really keep up with all of this that's going on. The Grail Relic's keeping some of these lesser Bretonnians in the fight even. I'm going to ×2 speed for just a little bit as we get an Earthblood. Both sides try and figure out their shit. Exalted Keeper Secrets goes over. Mortis Engine draining down those guys. I think it even heals her, yes. She's going to heal up a little bit as she drains these guys down. They're just too low without Lewin nearby. They're helpless before the forces of Slaanesh. Everybody routes. Everybody routes. No matter where you are in the world, you're routing. Lewin and the Hippos going for the dive. Narcissism cast onto the Royal Hippogriff Knights while they're still in the sky, which will leave Lewin alone on the ground. Not that there's a ton to really punish him for that. He can beat the Exalted Keeper of Secrets all by himself at this point with their health pools the way that they are. The Exalted Keeper of Secrets is starting to fight back now, but Sword of Corona is debuffing her, while Seductive Glory debuffs him. And here come the Hippogriff Knights. All the Slaanesh forces are piling in to try and assist the Keeper of Secrets, but can she really do it? Earthblood's still healing up all these guys. And that is it, really. Everybody's officially off the battlefield, except for the Hippogriff Knights and Lewin, and of course, the Damsel. The Spears are here. They're going to help out. Lewin's heal cap is also within sight. Can the Slaanesh Lord even hold on? Every swing she gets is a miracle for Slaanesh, but she gets torn apart now, losing 1,000 health in the blink of an eye. And Demonic Instability is coming. Without her, there is no Mortis Engine, there is no more spells, and there's no more leadership, as Bretonnia might be able to just grind this out at that point. Hippogriffs take a little bit more damage on the way, and the Devoted Marauders of Slaanesh with their spears are poking away. These guys are losing a lot of HP. Lewin's trying to get out of here, as the Royal Hippogriff Knights are going to rout again. No, they're holding on for now, but oh boy, they're getting torn apart by all those Slaaneshies. And Lewin's way up on the balance of power, though now I'm starting to get concerned because Slaanesh is the ITP faction. They're literally all ITP. And Lewin can't fight this many dudes unless they tear her out, which they literally can't. Holy shit, I think Slaanesh might actually have it. I'm going to ×2 speed because everybody likes watching a single entity fight infinite infantry on regular speed, but for my own sanity, I'm going to ×2 it. Royal Hippogriff Knights coming back for now, trying to charge in. They do charge some Spears who are out on their own, and those Royal Hippogriff Knights down to 260 HP. Lewin's ripping through them. They're trying to chase those guys off. Slaanesh is wandering slowly after these guys. How's their vigor? Some of them are tired or very tired. Hippogriff Knights back in. They're down to 2 models, and Lewin does check out his Sword of Corona. There go the Hippogriff Knights. Dead. Didn't rout, just died. And Lewin is officially heal capped. So the healing caster has nothing left to do unless she's just going to heal herself, though she is starting to get some cycle charges off to try and lower the leadership of Slaanesh. Lewin's at 5,300 HP. She keeps cycle charging. One of the spears is routing. Can the Chaos Warriors with Hellscourge just do it? Can they do it? Another Chaos Warrior is routing. Lewin's not taking that much damage now that it's not the Spearmen. Other Spearmen do come back, and the Damsel tries to rout them off, but there's too many of them. She's not successful, and Lewin's down to 4,000 HP. The Chaos Warriors continue to chop away at him. And Lewin is going to focus his time on chasing some of these people off, as does the Damsel. The Chaos Warriors and Spears try and regroup and just get their vigor back for now, as most things have shattered off. Lewin is back. Charges in, Sword of Corona is down. Chaos Warriors and Slaanesh looks like one of them is going to rout any second now. Lewin's still getting chopped, 3,500 HP and falling. Jesus Christ, this is a 20-minute Brett game. One of the Chaos Warriors with Hellscourges finally routs. Lowen's down to 2,800 HP. As he takes out another Chaos War with the Hell Scourges, 2,000 HP. And that is army losses. Bretonnia does grind it out. Damn! Well played to Hitman Hippo. Well played to Guillaume. I will say in the current state of life, I do hate seeing Bretonnia win, because they're just unfun. Boo. Boo Bretonnia. But he played well. Like, he played well with him. Hitman Hippo with a very spicy build. 4,700 damage value on the Keeper of Secrets of Shadows. That was nuts. Chaos Warriors with Whips did great. Furies really didn't do that well, unfortunately. Still in Marauders of Spears did fine. GG. How does one actually kill Lewin? Hope and pray and luck. Okay. So Pasha... All right. We got some stuff. We got some things. Let's go check out that bracket. So I know Pasha accidentally reported the wrong thing, and Power Chan actually won round 3. Oops. Okay, you're seeing an infinity thing. That's bad for your little eyes. So Pasha did not get the win round 3. Power did. Both players confirmed that, and a Sorkin also got a win over here. Oh, crap. What's going on this thing? Niklaus has his win. Dust Bunny has their win. Button Eyes Mark has their win. Edgelord got a win. And then Pigeon and Power Chan are still fighting. Grumps got a win. Nice job, Grumps. So Grumps disrupted the Yashkov perfect 4-0. A Sorkin's 4-0 is still alive. So here's the situation. If a Sorkin beats Olaf the Moose, he goes 4-0, right? Yeah. And then if Power Chan beats Pigeon, they go 4-0. Being the only 2 4-0s left, they would fight the finals just to figure out who's the best 4-0. But I think those are the last 2 4-0s left, because Pigeon can't get one, I don't think. Yeah, no, Pigeon can't get one. And Olaf the Moose also can't get one, but Olaf can get up to 3. So for Yes Toast, they end out at 2, which means they're not getting into finals regardless. Hitman Hippo ended out at 2 and 2, not getting into finals regardless. We still have a lot of 3s. Y4A and dropped. So there's a lot of 3s. For my sanity as a tournament host, I hope a Sorkin and Power Chan win their things. We get 2 4-0s who fight each other for the finals. That would make the most sense for me. Otherwise, I have to deal with so many fucking 3s. So many 3s. Sorry, no, that's not... Olaf is not out. Sorry, I misread that as Y4N down here. But no, because if Olaf beats a Sorkin, he ruins a Sorkin's ability to get a 4-0, and he himself gets another goddamn 3! Oh, okay. Not looking forward to that. Not looking forward to that. So Power versus Pigeon. Pigeon hasn't answered in 10 minutes. If they no answer in 5 more min, take W. Okay. So the fate of the tournament rests on a Sorkin versus Olaf the Moose and Pigeon versus Power. Though Pigeon might be gone. We have one more game to cast from round 1, and then we'll have cast everybody's game that I was sent for round 1, and then I can just start grabbing shit that looks interesting and not casting things based on who I owe money to. At least I think I cast everything from round 1. We got a lot of replays, you guys. Got a lot of shit. Did I bring you with me? I did. So we have Button Eyes Mark versus Pavulon. Button Eyes Mark, you'll drop out, don't worry. Alright. Okay. We have a game here. Lizardmen and Beastmen. For the Beastmen, we do have 3 Ungor Raiders off into one flank, 4 Ungor Spearman herds in the vanguard in the front. Then we have Razorgore herds, Minotaurs with great weapons, 2 Centaurs throwing axes, 2 Centaurs regular, 2 Harpies. We have a Bray Shaman of chariots, yes. Bray Shaman on a chariot of wilds with Traderkin, and then another Razorgore chariot. The other side for the Lizardmen, a front line of Saurus, very sturdy stuff. 5 Skink Skirmishers, 4 more Skink Cohorts with their Javelins, 2 Feral Cold Ones, 4 Feral Cold Ones, and Mazdamundi up on Zlak with his Net Apotheosis for spells, and then his Bound Ruination of Cities and Banishments. I think the Beastmen are going to probably struggle here, just with the build that they have. I think the Saurus are going to be fine, and the Archers are really far away from the main engagement, so by the time they get here, most of their front line is going to be dead. Bound Banishment is out and on the sidelines. By the way, a Centaur is getting massacred by these Javelin Skinks and the 400 gold Skirmish Skinks plus some Source Warriors. They just ran into a whole lot of hurt that they wanted nothing to do with. Minotaurs have piled up onto Mazdamundi, but they're fighting on top of spears and in front of all of these Javelins. They're just taking so much damage! Harpy's trying to dive into the backline, though it might be too late now, and the Razorgore Chariot's just getting caught up on Source Warriors. They're not getting through them very quickly at all, and they're really not doing... I guess they're doing okay damage onto the Source Warriors. Ooh, they've only gotten 100 value. That is rough. There's a reason you don't see those guys. Damn, dude. Minotaurs got massacred by the Saurus Spears while they fought Mazdamundi and got shot by all these guys, and the Beastmen are off to a very early deficit. Balance of Power doesn't think it's that bad, but like I think it's real bad. Losing both your Minotaurs, losing both your Harpies in a second, losing your entire front line. It is some tough stuff to come back from that kind of disadvantage. Razorgore herds are going to get onto Skink Skirmishers for now, and the Trader King Caster plus his Razorgore Chariots are disrupting more and more of that back line. But I think Mazdamundi is slowly gearing up to come back here and have words. And have words with these fools. Yeah, he's even going to cast a net on the Great Bray Shaman of Wilds while some skirmishers shoot at him, and Mazda's going to get a free charge. He somehow missed, which is shocking. The Beastmen have a ton of stuff on the high ground, but the Archers were just not around for the main fight, and now they're running away from Source Warriors, and while Centaurs are trying to peel for them, they're just like too far disengaged from what's going on to really be that helpful. I think this is going to shift so quickly for the Beastmen. Great Bray Shaman of Wilds, trying to fight it out with Mazda. Mazda is a better melee combatant who has taken some damage from the Minotaurs, from Traderkins, all that stuff. Beastmen are getting their second wind, trying to rejoin the fight, though there are Saurus just waiting for him. They're like, sure, you want to go round 2? We'll go round 2. We barely got hurt from round 1. Mazda is not beating up on the Great Bray Shaman of Wilds as much as I would have suspected. Like, he's just missing a lot more attacks than I would have thought. Archer's still getting run down on the high ground. Looks like Feral Cold Ones and Skink Skirmishers are joining the fight to really take those guys out once and for all, and they're even peeling off the Centaurs for throwing axes. We're 3 minutes into the game, and the balance of power is looking bleak for the Beastmen as their Trader King Caster finally does terror out. Honestly, Mazdamundi's net might be off cooldown soon, because it was just an undercasted net that was quite a while ago, so you might want to cast that again on this guy and just guarantee you can get a little bit more value onto him. Because you want to just kill him off to end this game. You don't want to let him run away and come back and run away and come back. You just want to kill him. Still have some Jav Skinks, still have some skirmishers around as Razorgore Chariots, and the Ungor Spearman herds are routed off for a second time. Harpies try and rejoin the fight, but army losses will hit, and I definitely agree it is a brutal time to fight the Lizardmen like a net. So I'll play to Button Eyes Mark. Pavilion. I like the build. I wish the Archers hadn't been on a flank. I just wish they were behind the regular Ungor Spearman herds. And the Minotaurs were a good pick for Mazdamundi, but the problem is like when they just fight on Saurus Spears all alone, they get massacred, as we saw. So, yeah, it's tough. It is a tough matchup for the Beastmen overall. I think you'd have better luck if you have the DLC, if you get the Gorgon. I think the Gorgon is a little more reliable into Lizardmen. Is this matchup Lizardmen favor? Yeah, it is. It is. But it's doable by the Beastmen. I just think the Gorgon is going to do him a little bit better if he has that DLC. If he doesn't have the DLC, then his build's probably close to the best he can do here. He just has to play it a little differently. But, yeah. I always do that. I always go way past where I'm supposed to go. Where is that thing? There it is. Alright, I'm going to check and see if the games we care about are done. Not yet. Let's look for a fun one. Oh god, I don't want to cast High Elves versus Bretonnia. That sounds terrible. Dwarves versus Grand Cathay. Okay, that's an option. Widow's Greenskins. This is pretty good. Needle Vortex Beast versus Empire. Okay. That looks spicy and weird. Okay, we're doing that one. Guiama versus Scrumples McBumples. That's a name. That is the name of champions. I'm gonna go to the bathroom while it loads up. BRB. Scrumples McBumples.
It is our sworn duty to defend Cathay on any front from which it is threatened.
Okay, I'm back. Hey, the game just loaded up. Didn't even miss anything. Okie dokie, what do we have? For Grand Cathay, we have a cannon. The Righteous Lances of Wei Jin, some Onyx Crowmen, Peasant Horsemen, Jade Warrior front line, backed up by Jade Warrior Crossmen, Peasant Long Spears, and more Peasant Horsemen. We do have Miao Ying on the ground with Regrowth and Earthblood. On the other side, we have Plague Drones of Nurgle, 3 of them. Some Plague Toads of Nurgle, a front line of Bloodletters of Khorne, 2 Pink Horrors, and then a Herald of Slaanesh of Shadows. The Plague Drones are taking a fight in the sky with the Onyx Chrome and the Righteous Lances of Wei Jin. They're doing their best. Living it up like Shia LaBeouf. They are holding for quite a while, as other Plague Drones are going to come join the fight, and if they can get a rear charge on the Righteous Lances of Wei Jin, that'll be really good for them, though I wonder if they're going to get shot by archers the whole time, it'll be significantly less good. So far, Cannon's trying to punish the Demons of Chaos. There's not a lot of single entities for it to really deal with. Plague Drones got that nice rear charge onto the Righteous Lances of Wei Jin. They routed off the Onyx Crowman. Plague Drones winning an air fight is shocking. Damn it, Olaf! Damn it! Why do you do this to me, man? You couldn't just lose? You couldn't just lose. You had to go and win. You had to go and be a Chad. God damn it. Okay. Fine. Fine! Fine! Olaf? No, we're pausing the game. There's important stuff that I gotta do. Olaf won, so now he's a 3. And Asorkin lost, that means he's a 3. And then Pigeon dropped. Pigeon hasn't answered, so Power Chan's a 4. So Power's the only 4. But we have a whole bunch of 3s! We have a whole bunch of 3s! Why don't we just get all of the 3s? God forbid Human Boy ever gets to go away and do stuff. Gotta get good. Alright. Okay. So, this is bad. Alright. Olaf. Asorkon. Dusty. Skip Power. Nick. Guiama. Chaveo. Perry. Button. Zyra. How many people is that? 4? 9. Of course it's 9. You guys can't even be divisible by 4, so I can just do some goddamn free-for-alls. I'm just gonna ping here. Okay, if we get, because we have 10 people left. You have 3 wins. Any of you have to leave here. Okay. Yashkov has 3 wins? Damn it, I didn't scroll up! Okay, so then... Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Oh, it's 11. Okay, sounds good. I know what we're doing. Yashkov, Olaf, and I'll separate out a Sorkin because Olaf just fought him. Dust Bunny, Wags, Free. Why don't we just have you play versus the 4-0? Free for all. Winner messaged me. Okay. Now we need a Sorkin. Power. Nick. Guillama. Free for all. Winner message me. Joy Boy. Perry. Button. Zyro. FFA. Winner message me. If Wags wins, ignore him and send me who got second. Alright! You fucks! Why'd you have to tie in 3? Oh, God. Oh, God, that's a mess. Alright, who creates the room? I don't know. I don't know, Joe Boy. It sounds like Button might have been doing that. I don't know. Okay, goodbye everybody else. I can't. Oh, God. Alright, what does CJ want? What's CJ doing? I got a dot. Whatever. Whatever. I'm gonna just cast some stuff while they figure that shit out. It's not my problem anymore. Okay. So a lot of free-for-alls are going on. Did we mess up the top 4 again? Olaf, if you had just lost that game, it would have been so much simpler. It would have been just a Sorkin and Power Chan versus each other as 4-0s. But now we got this shit. Human pick my faction. Demons of Chaos. Alright, Grand Cathay gets hit with a big old pit of shades. Cannons firing away into some of the plague toads who are also fading away across the battlefield. I'm also being attacked by a dog, so just so much shit is happening right now. Hi, dog. Hi, dog. Plague drones did impressive work in the skies. They killed off 2 Onyx Crowmen pretty much, and the Righteous Lances of Wei Jin pretty much, while Miao Ying offered a bit of healing support and even flew up into the sky herself. But now she's using a regrowth, which is cheating. And with a regrowth, the Righteous Lances of Wei Jin should be able to finish off those plague drones and take a dub. Take a big old dub. Plague Toads and Bloodletters trying to get through the front line. They are killing Jade Warriors rather quickly. And now the Pink Ores are offering a bit of supporting fire. The Herald of Slaanesh of Shadows is running forward. Do what she can to offer a little bit of support. And the Plague Drones are trying to nope out of here. And it looks like the Righteous Lances of Wei Jin will eventually let them just leave. Demonic Instability takes the last of the Plague Toads. It takes one of the Bloodletters. And Demons of Chaos are quickly falling behind the pace of this game. As Cathay is a little bit more than a match for the Demons of Chaos traditionally. Just a little bit. Just an teensy amount. Wood Elves? I think I picked Demons of Chaos. Why was I also tagged in the FFA? Did you have 3 points in the tournament? Because then you're fine. Oh, and the here was just because I had a ton of players to message and I couldn't message them all, so I just hit here. If your name was on the list, you're not. Wait, if your name's on the list, you're involved. But we'll see. Pit of Shades is cast on the Jade Warriors who are running forward. At this point, I don't think there's anything Demons of Chaos can do to come back. They're just too far behind. That is a Fury Summon that's diving onto the back line. Not that it's going to matter too much. And I got some replays about playoffs, which is not related to what I'm doing right now. Anyway. Pink Horrors firing in on the Righteous Lances of Wei Jin, who have almost heal cap. Not something I'm used to saying about Cathay. But that's fine. That's fine. Peasant Horsemen just rolling through these guys. Demons of Chaos finally get taken out by the Balance of Power. And I'm a little flustered. I'll be honest, at the 10-way tie for second place. 10-way tie! Just like, no, it's fine. It's fine. I love organizing this shit by the seat of my pants while I'm streaming. Because there's a 10-way tie. Could you just give the tournament win to the person who went 4-0? I could. It's not very climactic. So, I don't know. Play it out. I'm going to finalize the tournament and close it so I don't have to have Google Chrome open anymore. That's exciting for me and my computer's health. And in the background match of Scrumples McBumples versus Kiyama. It was a bold Demons of Chaos build. Plague Drones did better than I had ever dreamed they ever possibly could, and the Demons of Chaos still lost by a lot, which I'm not surprised about. But man, did those Plague Drones actually do fine. They actually did okay. Round of applause for the Plague Drones. Oh, poor Scrumples. Kiyama played well. He played well with a very strong faction. An honestly not super meta army for this faction, so this is about as exciting as Grand Cathay gets. This was a little different. It wasn't just Zhao Ming and a box where he uses his crazy heal on himself and stuff. But, yeah. It's tough. It's tough to play against Grand Cathay, especially as Demons of Chaos. So we are at the point where I'm just going to cast anything that looks interesting from the replay sent to me. I'm not going to cast everything while we wait for 3 FFAs to conclude. Yama. Maps for the free-for-all. Dude, I don't know. Ah, dick. Can't set one up there. Free for all. Desert Canyon. It's the first one, but it's also fine. Back onto what we were doing. Alright, let's look for some good ones. Greenskins, Wood Elves is fine. Is that double Iron Blaster Ogres? Now you know we're gonna cast that. You know we're gonna... That's what's happening. Glorious Dust Bunny Armada on Wood Elves versus Marcus Boss on the Ogre Kingdoms with Greasus Goldtooth and double Iron Blaster. That's not usual. That's not normal. For the Wood Elves, we do have 2 Glade Riders with their bows, one of which has Hagbane tips. We have the Sisters of Twilight up in the sky with Glade Riders with spears, the Wild Hunters of Kurnos, the Hawkeyes of Jakira, Weight Watchers Regiment of Renown, 2 Glade Guard, 5 Eternal Guard. Looks like 6 Eternal Guard. Some have shields, some don't. It's technically a rule break. You're only supposed to have 5, but in new player tournaments, shit happens. Anyway, we do have a Spellsinger of Life with Earthblood. 2 Mournfang Cavalry, some with shields, some without. 2 Iron Blasters. Button Eyes Mark, are you there? People are still looking for you. That's about it. For the Ogre Kingdoms, we do have 3 Mournfang Cavalry. Some have great weapons, some don't. You have a Gorger, 2 Iron Blasters, Greasus Goldtooth, and a front line of Noblars. Okay. Second in my case, because I am a Spanish hitter. Oh, that's sad. Leadbelcher's going to try and fire into the Eternal Guard, though the Iron Blasters are also making them regret the day that they were born. It looks like we're missing Buttonized Mark. If he hasn't shown up soon, I have an emergency plan. I have an emergency plan. Sisters of Twilight dive straight onto the Iron Blaster to deal with it. And that's going to be okay. Mark was just messaging about 4-0 a bit ago, so I don't know where he is. Iron Blasters are firing away. Greasus Goldtooth looks like he's rolling towards the front line. He is ignoring the Sisters of Twilight for now. He's missing his 500 speed. He really liked having 500 speed. And the Iron Blasters continue to shoot at Blade Guard, not doing that good for them. The Iron Blasters, that is. They are really not good at shooting straight up against infantry. And Hawkeyes of Jakira get caught up by Gorgers. This is the most value you're ever going to see a Gorger get on this patch. Look at him go. His Bwags is messaging something. What? Oh, okay, it's just a silly gif. I thought he was actually having issues. He posted a picture of a smoking PC, and I was like, what the fuck? Oh, no, not again. You gotta lose the FFA now. No, you gotta, dude. Iron Blaster's still getting harassed by the Sisters of Twilight. They are taking an awfully long time to deal with this, though the archers are doing much more consistent, constant damage on the other Iron Blaster. Gorger is trying to solo this whole game, and the Wild Hunters of Kurnos do catch out the Mournfang Cavalry. So that's going all right. It's going about how I thought. Greasus is still just trying. He's trying to help out. 73 value on him as he goes to fight the Sisters of Twilight. I just want to see if he even gets there. Alright, I gotta go do a thing. Greasus is gonna get murdered. That's that. Okay. Okay. So we gotta go do a thing, I guess. Multiplayer. What the fuck game was this? Okay, so then Buttonized Mark was with Joy Boy. Okay, so Joy Boy's code is the one we need. Okay, Mark's gone, and with 3 players, you can't do an FFA. Like, you literally can't even start it. So we're just in. We're in. I'm playing Slaanesh. I don't give a fuck. Alright. We got Nakari. That's all we really need. Wit Stealer's Sword. Pavane. And then I do need Harvester of Souls. I don't need Blissful Rapture. I do need Soul Siphon. And then after that, we need to get some Chaos Knights, the Eternal Entourage, Heartseekers. We need some Hellstriders of Slaanesh, and then I just need lads. I just need boys. Right proper gits. I'm in. Subbing him for the boy mark. Free for all set, Kiyama? Just go. Just go. Go. But nice, Mark. I'm sorry, there's been a lot going on. I thought you said you would drop. I didn't think you said you are dropping. Right. Like, that's just my bad. I misunderstood what you meant. It shit happens. It's okay. It's okay. Everyone's fine. No one has done anything wrong, especially not me. I am perfect. Fingers crossed this isn't gonna lag like a motherfucker, but I don't know. We're doing our best. I have a hard out. I have a hard out in an hour. So whatever happens, we're gonna have to finish the whole thing up in an hour. Alright, let's see the lag. Not bad. That's not bad lag. It could be a lot worse. Okay. Nakari! The Eternal Entourage Heartseeker Regiment of Renown that can get really good value when hanging out with Nakari. As now the lag starts to hit a little bit. But honestly, it's still moving along fine for an FFA. For an FFA, very keyword. I don't have room to deploy properly. Up! Alright. Zyro on Skaven. Okay. Where's my best chance? Dude, what is going on with the FFA colors, by the way? That green is definitely my color, supposedly. This green isn't on that scoreboard. Orange, I guess it's Joy Boy, though that is not the same orange, not at all. And then that's Zyro. I guess that one I know. But I'm kitty corner for my best target. Shit. Oh wait, no. I wanted you in spot 2. No, stop being dicks. You're in spot 2. 3, 4. Both of you together, all of you together. Okay. I'm set up. Most other people should be. It's gonna be fine. So what's going on, if you're confused and you have not followed what's happening at all? We had 11... No, 10. 10? 11. 11-way tie. So we're doing some free-for-alls to try and weed out people. As the lag is coming and going, sometimes it is fine. Sometimes, like that, is not going great. Now it's going better. There we go. But anyway, so if I get first, let's just say in theory I do, whoever gets second would, like, win the free-for-all. I'm just subbing in for Buttonized Mark because he wasn't around for this, and I didn't want to reconfigure things for a 90th time. I picked Slaanesh just to roll in there, get some value, and go home. Go, Slaanesh, go! We'll see how the lag goes. It'll get much better. Well, not... Okay, I can't guarantee it'll get much better, but the first couple seconds of the game is always going to be the worst, and then it'll either stabilize into being dog shit forever, or it will get a lot better like, super quickly. Like, see, now it's kind of cooking. So it's just right when you hit start, everyone's computer struggles for a bit, and then we see what's actually going to happen. I'm going to set up some Marauders on that side, and then I'm going to charge towards Kislev this way. But Kislev is charging away from me the other way, so actually we're going to hard pivot on our plan. And just go down the center. As Skaven went with a mass Eshin thing? No? Where are all your funds? Where are all of your funds? Well, Skaven have some Eshin, some Molder stuff. Greenskins are straight up charging them. They had a couple goblins in the background to try and flank the Skaven, since they thought there might be some juicy weapons teams to flank. And Kislev is just going up the pipe to try and get around behind the Skaven again. So everybody's trying to pick on the Skaven. Got it. You know who's not going to pick on the Skaven? Nakari. Nakari's going to go kill some fools. As all 6 of my cavalry need to start moving this way. We're going to sideswipe the greenskins. That's roughly our hope here. We'll see if my Marauders get involved later in the game. It's fine if they don't. I don't care. Stone Trolls, Azhag, a bunch of shit. Okay. One problem for me is that usually when I win Slaanesh games, I route everything really, really fast, and I don't want to route stuff really fast. I want to kill stuff here, because if I just route them off the map, I don't get the value. Okay. Let's go hit those Stone Trolls in the mouth. I'll let these Chaos Knights take over fighting the Goblins, but I do need my Eternal Entourage to hang out with Nakari. I don't know why they're lagging so far behind. They feel very slow for being the Eternal Entourage. Like, they can't keep up at all, which is weird. It looks like a lot of my cavalry is getting caught on itself, which isn't ideal. Orc Biggin, something's getting cast on me here, and I don't really care what it is. Everybody's routing away. Skaven are bombarding this area, which could be a problem, and they better knock it the fuck off. I'm saving them from the Greenskins. They should worship me as a god and not bomb me with Poison Wind. Okay, Chaos Knights, go, 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 go. This way. Nakari and the Heartseekers are fighting. Ah, shit, those are triads. Okay. Sneak. Sneak! Sneak! Marauders continue to move up. Kislev has joined the chat. And that, yeah, it was a lot of stealth from the Skaven. They also had natty boobos. Gotta go stop those Poison Wind Mortars! Ooh, that's an Azhag. Ah, you guys are doing your best. I mean, you're fighting Orc Warrior Biggins. It's really not going to go well for you. We have Marauders attempting to join the fight. I'll give them some various attack orders and just send them around the battlefield to get some shit done. We'll see what they can achieve with their lives. Alright. Pushing forward. Nakari's doing good. I'm getting Flensing Ruined? Oh, okay. Gross. Back out of that. I do want to go get that juicy Azhag booty. I don't want to run back into Flensing Ruin, though, so we're going to go over here. Stone Trolls are out. My Hellstriders got killed, and we didn't even finish the Poison Wind Globes. No, that's bad. My Marauders are still moving forward. Go, 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 go! Get him, get him, get him, get him! Get his ass! Alright, Chaos Knights move out of the way. Nakari's gonna try and rampage him with Pavane, and then have the Eternal Entourage surround him, so I need the Chaos Knights to move out of the way. He's low enough threshold that I can use Pavane on him and actually rampage him. So I've accepted that. What the hell are those Death Runners doing? Go, get them. Chaos Knights get a ton of value there. We have rampaged Azhag. Get him! Get his ass! Get him! Go, get in there! Nice job, Nakari! Love Nakari. Do love Nakari. So Nakari attempts to kill off this guy with the help of the Heartseekers. I am taking a lot of damage. I don't enjoy that. Stop it. Stop hurting me. I do want to see that downhill charge onto the Death Runners, but the lag is getting worse somehow as the game goes on, which is unusual. Normally it stabilizes a bit. I don't like that. Nakari is still killing Azhag. Eternal Entourage getting smoked by Black Orcs and the Orc Borbor Biggins, but we do not give up. We do not run from a fight like children and whiners, as my Chaos Knights managed to do literally 0 damage on a charge with Death Runners. Somebody want to explain that to me? Nope, that's fine. Nope, that's fine. Come on, Nakari, you can finish Azhag. We need 2 more hits, baby. Eternal Entourage trying to path through here. We get 1 more hit onto Azhag. He is running away. Eternal Entourage, keep him on the ground for now. And we did 0 damage to those Death Runners. Okay, well that's disappointing to the utmost. No! No, this bitch! You! Azhag. I guess Azhag gets to live today. Nope. Must use willing prey. Okay, Nakari's gonna go try and catch up with that. I have some whips somewhere doing something. Oh, we're fighting Eshin Triads. That's fun. Kislev got into a big ol' fight with the Skaven off screen. And currently the Skaven are actually up on damage value as they continue to rain in fire onto the Black Orcs and onto me. Vayne costs 10 winds of magic, so I can actually rampage these broken tusk mobs back into me. That'd be nice. And then I'll run the Eternal Entourage over here to help me out a little bit. Chaos Knights trying to chase down Skirmish Cav. That's fine, that's okay. It's whatever. And I rampage them, but I instantly tear out them because I'm too good at my job. And I do push them away. Stone Trolls are back. Where's Azhag? Did he fly off the map? He's trying to. He has 1 leadership. He should rally, though, right? He has 1 leadership. He's fine. Oh, okay. He's off the map now, I guess. Greenskins are all of a sudden going to mass route. And that's no bueno for your boy Nakari, because I need to kill some stuff for some healing. As Chaos Knights come back. Need to kill some stuff for some healing. I'm gonna try and rampage Natty Bobo Sharpshooters just to get some of that nice juicy value. The army abilities don't give me value. Shit! No! Why don't army abilities give me value, and why didn't I remember that until now? Whatever. I'm trying to kill these Triads. I'm super close to finishing them off, getting a big heal for Nakari, and then I'll run over there and deal with the rattling guns and whatever. And whatever. Kislev's rolling up. Joyboy is behind on damage value right now, but he definitely has the most of his army left out of anybody. So we'll see how much that actually matters, but... Alright, Triads are going to die, and Nakari's drain. Slowly. Eternal Entourage, you're not even helping here at this point. Just go. Just get out of my way. I'm disgusted by looking at you. Just leave me. Alright, Chaos Knights. Back at 'em, soldiers. Why is it lagging? Stop doing that. Does the Triads die? Yes! Big heal for Nakari! Yes! Oh, big heal for Nakari. And then we get the rattling guns. Another big heal for Nakari. Oh, big heals for Nakari. Come on. Come on, give me that heal. Give me it. Give me that heal. And go get the Poison Wind Globes, because Nakari can finish things up here without you, Eternal Entourage. Oh, it's juicy. I know, like, lag is weird and hard to interpret sometimes because sometimes it, like, is very much dependent on how much shit's on the battlefield and stuff. But other times it feels just completely random. Like, more stuff gets eliminated, but it gets more laggy somehow. I don't know.
Pain is a gift.
Like a hell forge. No one faster.
Okay. So Nakari is not living his best life right now. He's trying to, but we're all dying slowly. Eternal Entourage trying to kill those guys off. Chaos Knight's trying to come over here. And now... okay. We ballin'. Yeah! Take this, you incarnate elemental freak. Nakari's gonna get pin cushioned any second now. The Eternal Entourage can come over here and help me out a little bit. Nakari casts Willing Prey onto this fool. Pavane over here. Zyro is out at 8,000 damage value. I'm currently in the lead, though it is not about to last very long. The Eternal Entourage are coming downhill. Big shots onto that Incarnate. Nakari's doomed. But so is the Incarnate! We did it! We took out the Mortis engine. Okay, we've run off some stuff over there. Rallying the boys. I don't want to use my tier 3 army ability. I don't really want to do that. That sounds dumb and stupid and lame. Joy Boy has a lot of forces left. Joy Boy! I think I think Kislev survives this, gets the survivor's bonus. They probably beat me, but they definitely beat the other two players, so looks like Joy Boy will be the one to move on in the actual new player tournament from this point. I'm gonna cast my tier 1 ability on the Incarnate and see if I can just kill it, because that'd be funny. But at this point, if it's lagging this bad, I don't think the Greenskins can... They need to catch up to Kislev, and then they need to get the last man standing bonus, which they're not going to get. Skaven are ahead of Kislev, but they need the last man standing bonus to stay ahead, which they're not going to get. And I'm definitely not going to win. So, yeah, Joy Boy's won this at this point. Okay, my army ability is doing like 4 damage to the Incarnate per tick. That's not going to be enough. Let's go fucking get it. So at this point, I think it is GG. And I'll also surrender to the mighty Joy Boy. Just because whether or not I stay ahead doesn't matter. But I do net old Stanky. How do you plan on casting the Verminion playoffs? 1 rank per day? Yeah, when a tournament is done, like all of the things about it are done, I'll just cast it, right? So I'll be like, here's the Skaven Slave playoffs, and cast all the Skaven Slave playoffs. Yeah. Joy Boy has it. He'll move on. Man, how are the Skaven still holding on? It's literally this Rat Ogre and Warlock Engineer. We did good as Slaanesh, though. We did good. I could have gotten maybe 1,000, 1,200 more value if I hadn't surrendered, but I was just trying to end it. And if the Warlock Engineer routes, then it's GG. What up, Goji? And goodbye, Goji. Ah, Joy Boy did end up passing me with 600 more. GG's. GG's. So Joy Boy will carry on. What's going on in the other one? So who's left? We have Olaf, Dust Bunny, and Yashkov, Osorkin, Powerchan, Niklaus, and Kiyama. Okay, cool. Cool. Cast a replay while we wait for those to come in. Greenskins Norska, it's the first thing I clicked on? Sure, dude. Sure. Slaanesh with the pink chair. Yeah, dude. Flying in. Taking out some fools. So this is Button Eyes Mark versus Electric Spinach from the actual official normal tournament. Why did everyone go for me? Because you're the Skaven. They just wanted that free juicy value. Though you actually lasted quite a while. I liked your build. Gorich, Thraught. All that stuff. It surprised us. For the regular games of regularness, we do have 4 Orc Boarboy Biggins, Azhag up on his Wyvern with Fate of Buna, Spirit Leech, and Aspect of the Dread Knight. We have 5 Goblins, 4 Squigs, 3 Orc Arboys, and 2 Savage Orc Biggins with a Deaf Creepas, Sneaky, Forest Goblin Spider Rider Regiment of Renown, Skirmish Cav. On the other side for Norska, we have their patented Skinwolves and Beasts of Tashnar currently tearing up Orc Boarboy Biggins in the trees. Front line of Marauders, secondary line of Marauder Berserkers, and 1 Marauder Champion with Great Opens. Actually, there's just 1 of each. Marauder Horseman throwing axes, the Cold Voider, Champion Sorcerer of Fire, and Wulfric on his Mammoth, which everybody loves. Everybody loves. Everybody loves sometimes. Everybody loves. Okay. Yeah. Wulfric's rampaging through a Burning Head also helps him out a little bit. The first of many Waz is cast. Oh, God. Oh, wow. Look at the Cold Voider. He's dead. He is toast. Okay. Rest in peace. Oh, they're Savage Orc Biggins. Okay, for a second I was like, how did he die so fast? Orc Biggins aren't normally that good. But, okay. So for Norska, they're doing a lot of damage to the Greenskin front line, and they're doing some good disruption, but, oh boy, Wulfric is alone on the back line, surrounded by Savage Orc Biggins, getting shot at by Orc Arboys, and this is usually why you don't see him on his Mammoth, is he is usually just a big target rather than a real point of power. What can Norska do about this at this point? I guess they do have the Skinwolves from the woods. I forgot about them because they were up in the woods. The Skinwolves could come back and maybe do some stuff. If Wulfric can somehow get to safety, he'll be fine. Maybe. Azhag's just chilling watching him for now. If anybody is involved in one of the free-for-alls that got done, please tell me who won. Please tell me who ran. So Wulfric's gonna charge behind some goblins. That he should have like Jabber Scythe levels of infantry charging on Mammoths. That would make Mammoths good. But the fact they just walk up and do like very little damage is underwhelming to say the least. To say the least. Alright, looks like 2 of our FFAs are done. The one I was involved in, and another one. It looks like the last one with Olaf and Yashkov is not done just yet. Shaman Sorcerer of Fire running around, Marauder Champions killing off Squigs, and then they'll soon be able to go after Orc R boys. Spirit Leech hurting the little Shaman Sorcerer of Fire. And I don't know what Norse is going to do. There's so many greenskins left. Orc R boys are very self-sustaining, and they can just shoot away. They're crushing the Marauder Champions. 80 armor, but no shields, and of course no missile resist or anything like that. It's just not enough for them. The Skin Wolves can carry a lot of games, but not that hard. I mean, come on. They're just Skin Wolves, guys. Azhag dives down onto Wolfric to try and hold him in place while 3 archers pincushion him. This is the classic campaign tactics. I was recently doing it in my Techless campaign as High Elves. I just had a shit ton of archers and then a Frostheart Phoenix. And the Frostheart Phoenix would charge whoever their lord is, hold him in place while I shot him. Slowly but surely, Wolfric is losing that giant HP pool. He finally routes away from Azhag, and Azhag's going to follow him off the map, even if the archers don't keep shooting at him. Elsewhere, these Marauder Horsemen throwing axes, rear charges, Savage Orc Biggins trying to punish those guys' low armor and get them to rout. Maybe the second and final Law is here, and the last hope of Norskins, the Skin Wolves, fully surrounded by Orc 4-Boy Biggins, buffed up by the Law, and Savage Orc Biggins. They're going to get torn apart, and that is probably GG for the Greenskins, taking the win. Probably, because the Burning Head does hurt the Orc Aura boys a little bit. I really don't see what Norse can do from here. Yeah, it's army losses. Archers are brutal. Button Eyes Mark, lighten them up. Orc Aura boys did very, very well. Savage Orc Biggins did great. They offered a lot of presence. I've been taking them more in my own greenskin builds as well. I think the Savage Orc Biggins are making a comeback. Electric Spinach. Wolfric on a Mammoth was just a bit too much of a meme. The Cold Voider also dove a little bit to his death. The Skin Wolves did well, though there was only 2 of them. They couldn't do everything. And then the Marauder Horsemen throwing axes did fine. Marauders also did pretty okay. But, yeah, I think Wolfric on a Mammoth is just, unfortunately, a meme for a reason. And we felt it. We felt it here. So how's that replay? Let's look for any other ones. Empire versus Chaos, Immune with Vortex Beast. I can take a pass on that. We did cast that already. Oh, Slaanesh Tomb Kings. Sure. Do I mean sure? Sure. We'll do some Slaanesh Tomb Kings. So, a Sorkin won one of the free-for-alls. Joy Boy won the other one. Those 2 are fighting right now. The third free-for-all is being decided, and that player will just advance to the finals just by the nature of timing. So we have 2 best-of-1s left for the actual official tournament. Sorkin versus Joy Boy, and then whoever wins that versus the winner of the last free-for-all that's still currently going. As for the game in front of us that we are using to fill time, we have some Slaanesh and Tomb Kings action. Chaos Knights of Slaanesh with Lances. Hellstriders of Slaanesh running around. Do have 3 Chaos Warriors, the Princes of Perfection, Bringers of Beguilement, Devoted Marauders of Slaanesh, Hellscourges, a Soul Grinder of Slaanesh, Sigvald, and that is it. On the other side, for the Tomb Kings, it is a lot of constructs, honestly. The Sphinx of Usekf, a Tomb Scorpion, a Necrotech to heal up those guys, Skeleton Spears, Cetra, are you on your horse again? Cetra on his horse yet again, a single Shafty Great Bow, a single Scream Skull Catapult, some Tomb Guard with Halberds. And that is about it. A very, very diverse Tomb Kings army. Diverse from both sides, to be honest. Soul Grinder fights the Sphinx for a while, though that is a lot of debuffs. Soporific Musk and Acquiescence and Poison, lowering all of his stats by quite a bit, though. Wow, he took it to the Soul Grinder! In the blink of an eye, he's half HP. Oh my god, Soul Grinder! Stand up for yourself, man! Cetra joins in on the fight. He is anti-large. He is armor-piercing. The Soul Grinder's leadership dips into negative. It is starting to demonic instability crumble. And what a way to go for the Soul Grinder, unfortunately. The demonic instability turns on and off and on and off, but it looks like it is going to be the death of him overall. Slaanesh is down in the balance of power. Tomb Scorpion's rampaging through the front line, doing its best to stop Sigvald and the boys, but Sigvald and the boys are rather brutal. And the Necrotech gets trapped on the Bringers of Beguilement. They are great at tearing down any size of unit if they can just get surrounds on it, and then they rampage with the Necrotech. Oh, So he's dead. There's no healing for the Tomb King's constructs. Chaos Warrior's still going to punch through that front line nice and slowly, but they will get through it. The Sphinx of Us seeing him a lot today, and he does do a lot of damage to those Chaos Knights of Slaanesh. Soul Grinder is gone. Catapult's still alive, so are the Ushabti Great Bows. This Hellstrider does need to take this opportunity to dive on the Screaming Skull Catapult and take it out, but it looks like they're actually going to try and go back onto the Tomb Guard. No, okay, they're going to go for the Catapult. It's free value. It's free real estate, and they should take it. Demons of Chaos might be worse than Slaanesh. They are worse than Slaanesh. True. True, true. Hellstriders charge downhill into these Screaming Skull Catapults. These Ushabti Great Bows are firing away, trying to save this Screaming Skull Catapult, but it won't be nearly in time. I mean, they're dead. They're dead on the spot. Phantasmagoria is popped to keep Cetra in place. Ooh, I like that play a lot. He's now netted in front of the Bringers of Galment. We saw exactly what they did to the Necrotech. They'll do the same, actually, to Cetra. Yep, he's Rampage now. He can't escape. There. Cetra's getting beat up by Bringers of Galment. Tomb Scorpion jumps to his aid, tries to help out a little bit as he dives straight through these guys. Skeleton Spear is holding for now. The Ushabti Summon is out and doing its best. Doing its best. Chaos Knights with Lances still trying to fight the Sphinx, and I don't know what's going to kill the Sphinx. Maybe Sigvald in the hyper late game, but it's at 1,300 value and still cruising. It didn't even get the heal from the Necrotech. It didn't need it. It's just chilling. Hellstriders do finish off that Screaming Skull Catapult. The Bringers of Galment are getting low, but so is Cetra. Oh, poor Cetra. He gets his second Rampage proc because he got low enough. And the Sphinx of Uskef comes over here, tries to help out a little bit, but it's too late for Cetra. He is gone. I don't know how I feel about this just yet, honestly. Because normally when an undead caster dies, I'm like, that's it, it's GG. But we have a very, very healthy Sphinx running around. And Slaanesh does not have a lot of their mobility left. If the Sphinx can stop dueling Sigvald and come out here and peel the Hellstriders from the Great Bows, then Tomb Kings have a lot better shot in this game, but it looks like... Looks like that's currently not happening. So the Hellstriders are going to get some good damage on the Ushabti Great Bows. They don't have armor piercing, but the Ushabti are like a hybrid unit at best. Here comes the Sphinx, going to bail out these ranged units like he needs to. Good rear charge onto the Hellstriders. Should get rid of him. There we go. They're off. They're off, they're off, they're off. So with the Ushabti back online, they can shoot at the Chaos Sorcerer Slaanesh and ping him down a little bit, or help kite all these Chaos Warriors. Oh boy. That's actually really bad. I didn't realize how many Chaos Warriors with Slaanesh are still left. I don't know if the Sphinx can clear out that many. So we saw Lewin struggle with it in the Bretonnia game, and Lewin is way better than the Sphinx at clearing out infantry. Neither of them's great at it, but he is better. The Sphinx does not want to sit in those infantry at all. Tomb Guard with Halberds are his last chance at victory. The Ushabti have to just kite away. They have to be annoying and really make these Chaos Warriors work for it, while the Sphinx cycle charges these guys and helps out the Tomb Guard Halberds while he still has them, because when they fade away, he's completely alone, and he's going to hate that. Devoted Marauders fighting. And Sigvald is going to get through those Tomb Guards soon. Is he even trying to... Oh, he's trying to leave. Where's he going? Oh, he's going for the Sphinx. He wants round 2. I suppose he won round 1 quite handily because the Sphinx bonus versus Lard doesn't matter anything versus Sigvald. Pops his buff. 780 weapon strength, 70 melee attack, armor sundering. Catches up to the Sphinx, gets a good hit in. Slaanesh is pulling dangerously far ahead on the balance of power, as I think I can play it at ×2 speed at this point. Sphinx is going to run around, a little bit of Benny Hill music playing as it goes for the Shadows caster. The Slaanesh caster, but actually just nets it in place. Army losses is going to hit. There it is. Oh, yep, nope, there we go. Army losses was like, are we doing it or are we not doing it? Are we doing it or are we not doing it? The Sphinx isn't really good at crowd clearing. Yeah. I think my biggest problem is that the regular Kemrian War Sphinx also isn't good at crowd clearing, even though it's an anti-infantry armor-piercing monster. It still sucks at clearing out crowds, which is, I think, like a monster genre that should be covered more in Total War, and I think you could easily do it by just reworking some of the dog shit monsters, but just give them infantry clearing. So it's like you have your big duelist ones that are good right now, but then just make the other ones kill chaff infantry super well. And then it's fine. Like, I don't know. If a Triceratops goes bowling through a bunch of random spearmen, I would hope that the spearmen would take damage. Those are my feels. Those are my feels. That could be interesting. Now that's interesting looking. Okay, we'll do it. Grease's Goldtooth versus Khorne. He has double giant with him, and then a Butcher of the Great Maw to not bring his healing. Gorgers, Maneaters. So we have Hummus's hubby, which is Fat Kid at Recess versus Electric Spinach. Ogre Kingdoms and the Khorne. Tomb Kings have a hard time clearing infantry. It's true. I really like... With the Tomb Kings, I just usually go with like 3 or 4 Sepulchre Stalkers. Sepulchre Stalkers are actually amazing right now. Their range attacks are really good versus single entities, whether they're large or small. They're really good against armored infantry, and they're pretty good against cavalry. It's just like, Sepulchre Stalker's only weakness is getting shot at by other ranged units, so you kite with them a bit, but they're good. They're really good units right now. Alright, Khorne versus Ogre Kingdoms. Grease's Goldtooth giving his second shot, though I will say Khorne is a much better matchup for him than the Wood Elves. No matchup is a good matchup for him because he's Grease's Goldtooth, for God's sakes, but this is better. At least you get a melee fight somewhere. Wood Elves are probably going to kite you. Butcher of the Great Maw with his Bullgorger and Bone Crusher. Oh, God. Okay, there used to be 4 Nobblar Trappers, 2 Maneaters, Great Weapons, 2 Giants, and 2 Gorgers, but 2 of the Nobblar Trappers get routed off by 1 Valkia Spear Sleipnir. For Khorne, we have Marauders of Khorne across the front line, 1 Chaos Warrior of Khorne with Halberds, and a second one over here, 2 Minotaurs of Khorne with Great Weapons for that anti-large, Skull Crushers of Khorne for anti-large armor piercing, the Blood Brute Behemoth Gorgon for anti-large armor piercing, and Valkia for anti-large armor piercing. When you're facing the Ogres, I like this a lot. As Gorgers on the charge straight up kill these Marauders of Khorne. That was kind of wild. That did way more damage than I was ever expecting it to, but okay, sure, fine. Someone is getting some buffs in here, and it is the Maneaters of Great Weapons get an overcasted Bullgorger, giving them 24 melee attack and 25% more armor-piercing weapon damage. Valkia dives down onto the Butcher of the Great Maw, but Greasus is here. Scepter of the Titans is popped. The boy is going in! I think that was actually a hit, but now she has Demon Shield up, so he can't hit it for a little bit, but he's going to try. Maneaters Great Weapons fighting Skull Crushers and Marauders on the far side. These Halberd Chaos Warriors are marching into position. They'll eventually get here as Gorgers chase off and kill the shattered Marauders of Khorne. Meanwhile, Minotaurs of Great Weapons are surrounding a giant and beating the piss out of him. He is fighting back a little bit, but he's just outclassed. What happened to the Bloodroot Behemoth while I wasn't looking? Was it Nobblar Trappers? Was it? As a giant plus these Maneaters take him down. Regenerating single entity meta my ass, he says as he gets bodied. And Greasus is just sitting on his throne, eating a turkey leg, vibing. Gorgers are now stalking over to deal with these other Marauders of Khorne. As one of our Giants is about to bite the dust, he actually broke, which is not usual for Giants. A rare occurrence indeed, as one of our Gorgers is about to fade away entirely. Chaos Warriors and Marauders getting poked at by Nobblar Trappers, and Greasus gets another fight with Valkia as she's back in, baby! And without Demon Shield, this went a lot different than the first time. She didn't get out of there with no scratches. She left with half HP. Maneaters of Great Weapons and the Giant continuing to fight against the Minotaurs, getting really good value, but the Skull Crushers are in as the Maneater that was on that flank has fallen apart now. Nobblar Trappers getting routed off by Valkia, and the Skull Crushers do need to save those Halberds, because the Halberds will do great if they can just get into a fight with something. They really don't want to get poked down by Nobblar Trappers this whole time. Both the Minos are about to rout. It's nearby friend routing, plus it taking damage. These guys should get out of here. There they go. And can Greasus, a half-health Maneater, and an over half-health Gorger carry this game? Or will Khorne's Halberds shine through as they push in onto this this Butcher, and looks like they're heading for the Giant at this point. Quick little Bone Crusher coming in. Does really good value when it hits stuff. See all that damage on the Marauders of Khorne. They're going to rout off in a second, leaving the Skull Crushers alone with Greasus. He's not locked into a surround with you. You're locked into a surround with him. But I do think the Halberds are going to be able to carry this game. I've been wrong before, but I don't see what's going to kill these two very healthy Chaos Warriors of Khorne with Halberds. Valkia is running around. Skull Crusher is trying to surround Greasus, and they've taken a third of his HP since we started watching him, but they've taken worse on their end. And the Butchers take big damage. So Valkia is starting to poke away. Halberds are enjoying their best life. Manuscript weapons are in. Charging downhill onto these Chaos Warriors with Halberds, though. Even the downhill charge isn't going to be enough to overcome those Halberds, man. Khorne Halberds are nuts if they actually get the fight that they need. Which usually they don't. Usually they're too slow and too expensive to really do what they need to do. But versus Ogres! Versus Ogres! They can sit and grind all day. Except for these ones that are apparently close to routing. Valkia continues to fight with Greasus, which is not a good idea with the Scepter of the Titans up. If he swings back at her, he'll get insane damage onto Valkia. Even though she's not large, I mean, like, he just has a really high weapon strength, and she has a low HP pool for being an infantry-sized character. Demon Shield is back up to save her from the Giant just as it comes plowing into all these Halberds. It's a nice little bait there if it was intentional. And Gorgers and Nobbler Trappers are in the distance, but this Nobbler Trapper is getting run off by Skull Crushers, and I think that's going to be a GG on the side of Khorne as the Giant falls. Greasus is left all alone. Thumps Valkia in the back of the head as she starts to run away, but yeah, he's a little too alone. He's too alone. Gorgers are going to come stalking back in, though I think it is too little too late, even though if they jump in here at the Halberds, they'll just kill everything left. Greasus bonks some Minotaurs out of the fight. Bap! I'm surprised they're still hanging on. 12 leadership. There you go. -9. That's much more than I expected. Valkia goes in for a rear charge, and she is really not giving this up. Even though she could just sit in the sky and take the free win on the game, she refuses to not be involved as Greasus turns around and tries to get a little bit of revenge on her, but just poke down enough that he eventually routs. Gorgers will continue the fight. Army loss is going to hit, and they're unbreakable. So unless the other player surrenders, we do just have to watch them get murdered by Halberds. GG. Greasus got pretty decent value because he actually got to fight stuff, unlike the Wood Elves. Giants both did fine. If you combine their values, they paid for themselves, so that's about all you can hope. Managed Grey Opens, if you combine them, they paid for themselves, which is also good. Gorgers didn't do terribly for once, but it's still not good. And Nobbler Trappers didn't get a lot of time to shoot because Electric Spinach shot them down post-haste. Valkia, good value, especially on her spears that killed all those trappers. 250 kills on her, too. Skull Crushers did fine. Minos did fine. Halberds did great. And then Marauders mostly got murdered. Mostly. GG. GG. Oh, we haven't seen any Dark Elves yet today. Let's do that. Let's do that. Beastmen Dark Elves. Yashkaf. And Pavilion. Pavilino. Beastmen Dark Elves. Beastmen are strong. They're strong. They're not like S tier. They're not top of the meta, but they're contenders. They're very rarely a bad pick. Oh. As for Dark Elves, this is a very spicy Dark Elf build, but they are generally quite strong too. Dark Elves brought some repeater crossbows, then Dark Riders, Harpies, Cold One Knights, a Dreadlord sword and shield up on her Black Dragon, but with no Soul Stealer healing. And then we have a Spirit Leech caster, some Dark Shards, and Dread Spears for frontline. On the side of the Beastmen, Zongors and Ungor Spearmen herds. Do have an Incarnate Elemental of these 3 Minotaurs, all of them... Only one of them has shields, the Butchers and Calgon Guard. The other 2 are the anti-infantry variant, but not shielded. 3 Ungor Raiders, a Bray Shaman of Wilds with Traitor Kin and Bray Scream. And then we have some dogs off in the distance on either flank. Who are Beastmen a bad pick into? That's kind of my point, is they're generally considered fine. Maybe Vampire counts? Though honestly, I have some builds I could take into Vampire counts, so I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know. They're just generally really good. Minos are chilling on the backfield. Looks like they're trying to defend these Ungor Raiders, but the Harpies of the Dark Elves are already getting pushed off. Okay, my computer's chugging, which I'm worried it's going to do the overheat thing and crash. So after this game, I might need to take just like a teeny tiny break. Cold Knights get routed off by the Incarnate Elemental of Beast. Dread Spears getting routed off as the front line collapses. But Dark Shards are already under duress from a really good Chaos Warhound flank from the Beastmen. Love that play. Nice job getting back there past all these Coldland Dread Knights. Sorry, Coldland Knights regular, and then Dread Spears. A lot of dread going around these days. Minotaurs get a fight with cavalry, where even if they're not the anti-large variant, they still love fighting cavalry. They're just heavy-hitting monstrous infantry, which is generally a counter to cavalry. There's not a lot of monstrous infantry in the game that don't like getting a fight with cav. At this point, a lot of stuff is routing, and my computer is getting danger close to shutting off due to temperature issues. So I might need to turn on ×3 speed real quick. Dreadlord, Sword and Shield, charging through some archers, doing fine there. The Minotaur is going to go take a fight, but a Traitor King cast does hurt all these guys. Dark Elves are falling very far behind, and I'm going to bail. Alright, you're not even running any programs? Calm down. Computer, what's your deal? Sorry. It was starting to chug really bad, and I don't want it to blow up. So I just need to let it figure out whatever it's doing and chill out. Why are you still increasing in temperature after I turned off the only thing that you're running? You're not even doing anything! Well, this is concerning, isn't it? Why are you chugging along when nothing is wrong? Why? Okay. It seems to be chilling out now a little bit. High Elves are also a slightly bad match for Beastmen, in your opinion? Yeah. High Elves can definitely get some good work done there. Their Spearman frontline is tough. And just because the matchup's favor doesn't mean Beastmen can't win it, but I would think that if you played it 10 times, the Beastmen would win maybe like 3 or 4. Using the laptop to do the stream, curious if that has made a difference. Yes, I am using the laptop to do the stream. I don't know why the computer's chugging so hard. Because I just checked my metrics, and it's not even like... My CPU usage was at 40%, my GPU is at 50%. But still, like, I could just tell in the replay that, like, even before I hit fast forward, it was like it was lagging in a replay, which it's done every single time before it crashed, right? On my previous streams. Like, we had that campaign stream where stuff was just, like, barely frame by frame going along, and then the computer just turned off. It happened to me in Sekiro, too. Not on stream, but just I was playing Sekiro the other night. And it just slammed down. And that's when I took my PC apart and cleaned it, but... Yeah. So that was a win for Yashkov. The game was kind of doomed at that point, though I did have to just abandon ship, otherwise the computer was going to shut down. Right now, things are looking okay. We just cast that, but from the other perspective. We have cast the Slaanesh versus Tomb Kings. That's Bretonnia. That's Lizardmen. Can Vampire Counts even beat Imric? He does have a Lore Master of Hoeth. Let's fucking go. The Minobus was the doom of my existence. I had to stop it. As what faction, Nathan? Were you the Dark Elves in that one? Because if so, you can do Dread Spears. You can do Dread Spears in Marathi instead of Dragon Lord, and then you have a little bit more funds for Blackguard of Nagron can be okay. The 360 shooting Blackheart Corsair handbows can be really good because they can run away from the Minos while shooting at them. And while the Minotaurs will catch up, if you keep telling them to run away, the Minotaurs will catch up, do a barrel roll, kill like 2 or 3 guys, and then while they stand up, the other guys will keep running away and shooting them in the face. So those guys can be pretty effective. Coldal Knights, if you catch them out in the open while they're chasing your 360 shooters, your Coldal Knights can get decent value onto them. But it is tough. I mean, Minotaurs are the best unit on the Beastmen and Khorne rosters for a reason. Manfred greater than Imric. As High Elves. Oh, have you tried Silver and Guard? The Silver and Guard front line? Those guys those guys hang out forever. They don't care at all about Minotaurs charging through them. Okay. I'm not noticing any frame drops so far, so I think we got past the worst of it. Who knows if my computer is updating something in the background it refuses to tell me. Could be the case, but for now things are running smoothly. The fan doesn't sound like my computer's about to lift off, so we're just going to call it good and keep an eye on it. If the stream randomly turns off, you were warned. High Elves versus Vampire Counts, usually a cursed matchup for the Vampire Counts, but only really if the High Elves take a supremely optimal but also usually abusive build. This doesn't look like one. This looks like a standard build, so the VC might have a chance. But if they take like 3 Phoenix Guard and put them in like a heal blob, VC are going to have a bad time. We do have Imric. We have a Lore Master of Hoeth with Melkoth, Spirit Leech, and Earthblood for some healing. Silver and Guard, White Lions of Krace, and Spearmen for backline. Sisters of Avalorn, Talons of Torquelada, Silver Helms, and Dragon Princes. For the Vampire Counts, we have a bunch of Disruption Fellbats, Blood Knights, Skeleton Spearmen, Black Coach, Mortis Engine, Corpse Cart with Balefire, and Vlad von Karstein with a front line of Skeleton Warriors and Zombies. Actually, just no zombies. Frame rate dropping again. Why? Why? Archers are shooting at the Mortis Engine. I believe it already does not love being set on fire, but the Towns of Torquelada do provide that fire weakness debuff, making it even worse there as it gets pitched further down. It's now down to it lost a quarter HP. It's getting closer to losing a third. Imric has dove onto Vlad. Vlad did pop Master Beguilement on Imric, lowering his melee attack to 30, though he's relying on his charge bonus right now for even more stats, so he still might be able to get a couple shots onto Vlad. Sisters of Avalorn firing into the Mortis Engine. And Fellbats are attempting to stop them, but the Sisters of Avalorn have 51 melee defense. They don't care. They're ignoring this entirely. As they do. Which with High Elves, that's really what you have to factor in when you send Disruptors after them. You need mass or you need melee attack damage. Melee attack stats. Because you can't get through their melee defense with, like, half-ass stuff. Black Coach usually sucks. He's trying to charge through Towns of Torquelada right now. I'm not getting too much done with it. And that is the problem with the Black Coach and other single-engine chariots right now, is they just have not aged well into Game 3. Look at him. He's cycle charging so well and just doing no damage to the Talons. Now he goes into the Sisters of Avalorn and does no damage to them, too. Ugh. Poor Black Coach. Like, when the Black Coach is OP, it's toxic, I understand that, but when it's terrible, it's just sad. Spear running up to try and help out. The Vampire Counts are dropping way behind the balance of power as Vlad tries to duel Imric to maybe save this game, but it's not looking like enough as Curse of Years is cast by him. Oh, Vlad took 4 spells? Okay, 4 spells isn't terrible. They'll probably just cut the Curse of Years and just go Wind of Death, heal and something. Okay. Really worried about a crash. And this game's also looking doomed. Towns of Torquelada and the Sisters of Avalorn now trying to shoot at Vlad as the Black Coach just gets itself killed off. A Wind of Death is going to go through these Talons. That almost kills them off. Actually doesn't do as much damage as I would have thought on their tightly clumped up ways. They're chilling. Who is the finalist? Olaf or Power when they finish? Should be soon. They've been playing for 20 minutes. Vlad's heal cap's in sight. Balance of power tips dangerously far away, and I need to quit the replay or the computer's going to crash. I know you're tired of hearing that. I'm very tired of saying that. If you're frustrated, I'm frustrated. Holy shit. Look at that frame rate drop. Okay. Get out of that and just calm down, computer. Just calm down. The only fucking thing we have running is Discord and then XSplit broadcaster just record stuff. I don't understand how that works. I thought we lost one. Okay. I'm going to change the text at the top, just so people who are joining are wondering. Waiting for PC to cool. So that people know what the fuck is going on here. Blow on it? Yeah. The fan's working supreme mega overtime. I don't know what we're gonna do about this. Cook some eggs on it? Because it doesn't, like... It feels fine. And there's tons of air moving through it. And yet, when we start up Total War, and just Total War, it still struggles. Highway. Yes, there was play call catapults earlier. I believe first game of the stream? Second game of the stream? We do have one of our semi-final replays in. I have a kitty cat. If we can get back into Total War at some point, that would be great. Point an external fan at it. I suppose. I think I might have to redo the thermal paste or whatever. Or lower the specs of the game. Oh, yeah. PC overheat. I'll put it on my to-do list of random shit. It's just annoying. Because also, like, Windows itself doesn't have... Windows doesn't have a way to track your PC's heat. You have to download an external program. Which I'm currently on stream, obviously, so I don't have time to go research what ones are and aren't a scam and all that shit. Latest patch has been crashing under. But like I said, this has been happening to me in Sekiro too. So it's not just Total Warhammer being a shitter or something. Discord's taking up a lot of my memory too. Like a lot. As much as my broadcasting thing is. Our finals are starting now. I have replays for the semifinals. Just trying to figure out how I get there. Okay, I'm shutting Discord down. Discord's definitely being done. What else can we turn off? Why is my mouse settings at 750 megabytes of memory? That's also a problem. There's so much random shit on here just taking up way too much processing power for no reason. That's fine. What the fuck is that? Steel Series GG Core. Okay. Well, I forced it to end process, and it just turned itself right back on, and is now eating up 4 times as much computer stuff as it was. So that's exciting and fun. Jesus Christ. It just keeps turning itself back on constantly. Okay, whatever. The stream's never going to end if we don't just go for it, but again, warning, it might randomly fucking turn off. Shut down main computer, stream a lore rant on laptop. The laptop is doing all of the Google stuff, but the main computer is actually running the streaming software because I needed to record it itself. But yeah. Alright. We're just going to hope for the best as we cast the semifinals quick. Olaf the Moose, who picks first? You. Ah, look at how slowly even that menu is loading. Glorious. That is, oh, that is brutal. That is loading so slowly. Anyway, as for like the graphic stuff, dude, it was struggling just sitting on the desktop. There's clearly other issues going on. It's not just like Total War Warhammer. Olaf, it's always you. I am, yeah, I'm dealing with a lot of stuff right now. I'm sorry. So when you ask me who's top, I'm just gonna say you because it doesn't really matter that much. I'm focusing on wondering if my computer is going to stay on for the duration of the stream. Alright, goodbye, cat. So this is a semifinal match between MTK's Joy Boy and a Sorkin. Lizardmen and Tomb Kings, and a very weird Lizardmen build with Oxyotl. get water cooling. Yeah, I might have to. This wasn't a problem until like 2 weeks ago, and then it was a giant problem, where now it's like all the time. I even got a laptop to do some of the work for my computer, and it's still struggling occasionally, just out of nowhere. We'll try to get through the last 3 games of the stream. If the stream crashes, that's just what it is. I can't get it back up and running in time that it's really going to matter. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see, but it is lagging so hard. This shit's gonna shut down for sure. Damn it. Okay. I can't do that, because if I just force it to just shut down, I'm gonna damage the computer. So fuck! Okay, well, I have to leave in 4 minutes anyway to go up to the cities because I have some appointments and shit. I'm very frustrated about how this ended. If you're frustrated, I'm extremely frustrated. I'm very sorry about how this stream's going to have to end, but it's just going to have to end. Because I have to go, I'm out of time, and everything's dying. Alright. I'll see you guys again Friday. So not tomorrow, but the day after, to stream the Faction War Part 2. And I gotta do a bunch of research on how to stop this thing from fucking blowing up! Ah! Alright, bye!